welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me, Pete.
This is a big game. The Strikers, of course, getting in the last game, the Chicago Kingsmen, they were the first to book their spot in the finals.
Yeah, the Kingsmen have been the standout so far, so I think they're the favourites. But yeah, looking forward to see what the Strikers have to offer. They had a very similar run last year into the final, so yeah, it should be a big game.
Similar run, and they ended up winning the whole thing. Very strong Kingsman 11. They rested a few players yesterday. There's no resting it when it gets to finals time.
No, I think they played the smart option yesterday, resting a few of their quick bowlers and batters, but yeah, it should be full strength today.
It's a lot of cricket in a very small amount of time. We've enjoyed it. It's been unbelievable. The Adelaide Strikers lineup, let's not go past number one on the list, Mac Harvey. His 100 last night was something to behold.
Yep, don't bowl outside off there, Pete. I think they learned the hard way last night. He's quite a unique player, so he should go again today.
Yeah, it's a very strong 11. We're going to look forward to this. It is the second semi-final of the Top End T20 series, sponsored by NT Tourism. Back in a few moments with the first ball.
Are you looking to hit your studies for six? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you've never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory.
Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
Keeps twisting.
Visiting Darwin, Australia? Make your stay a winning one at Darwin Airport Resorts. Just minutes from the airport and a short drive to the city, it's the ideal base for travellers chasing sun, culture or the cricket. With 3 comfortable hotels, 2 inviting pools and 2 on-site dining options, everything you need is right here. Relax, recharge and enjoy the top end at Darwin Airport Resorts.
Have we been enjoying the top end? Have a look at this. Beautiful conditions, which is not a surprise. We are still in the dry season. Just a little bit of build-up coming though. It's a little bit stickier than it has been other days, but perfect conditions. And for those cricketers who have to run on and off with covers, come up here during the Australian winter because there's no such thing. Perfect conditions. This is the spot to be. If you love cricket, what a perfect condition to play cricket in.
It is. It's beautiful today, isn't it? It's you know, a few clouds in the sky. I think by the back end of the second innings, a few boys might be a bit fatigued, but overall, yeah, you can't complain being up here in Darwin in the dry season.
Tell you what, over the last week and a half, I've not heard one complaint from anyone who's here. The only thing could be, it's just a little bit warm. Well, that's a beautiful spot. It's a summer sport, and we're doing this in the middle of winter.
I think a few people were a little bit unhappy with maybe some of the size of the fish they've caught, but outside of that, I think everyone's had a pretty good time. Like you said, the alternate is being indoors in the wet down in the southern and eastern states. So, yeah, it's been a great tournament from NT Cricket's perspective.
Someone who's gone fishing 4 times in their life and caught a total of 0 fish. I'm sure I wouldn't complain about anything I caught. I do well to get a goldfish when I go to the aquarium. Here we go. We're ready to go. This is the second semi-final. The winner, of course, going through to this afternoon's final. A chance to win the Top End T20 series. 2 very competitive teams. He's going to be Campbell Thompson with the new rock from the Darwin International Airport end. It's in the air and safe. It's going to go down to the deep point boundary. Long chase out there. It's a long boundary, about 70 metres square of the wicket. These 2 openers from the Kingsmen, when they've won, these 2 have opened strongly and put a really good partnership together. Shio Khan and, of course, the keeper, Shian Jenga, who's made some runs.
They've both been very impressive. I think when we saw the team list originally come through, you don't have a great feel for what sort of condition the players are going to come in, but pretty much 1 to 11 in the whole Kingsman lineup has been impressive. I am looking forward to seeing Campbell Thompson bowl, though. He swings the ball both ways, so it should be a good challenge.
Nice and full on a quick single. That was probably one thing that was missing from the Kingsmen yesterday. Same partnership, but the energy was just a touch off, and it's hard in a dead rubber. When you know you're going to finish on top, it is hard to get yourself up.
5-0. 5-0. You know you've potentially got 2 games the next day, so one of those ones with sport, isn't it? It's hard to bring that high level of intensity all the time. Hobart also came in with nothing really to play for, and you saw sort of Raph McMillan at the back end there played well with a bit of freedom, so I think you just sort of write that one off and move on to the semi-finals today if you're a Kingsman.
Didn't seem like they were riding off in the field. They were certainly getting stuck into each other. You could hear that from here, but it shows how competitive they are. I love that. This competition means a lot to the players and the teams. This is flicked away beautifully behind square. Again, a long chase, and again, it's going to be 2. Big ground, DXC Arena. There's probably one shortish boundary, if you like, towards the pavilion, but even that's a fair hit as we're back on the middle strip.
Yeah, I think if you look at all the games so far, it's probably been the most like a BBL wicket and conditions. I think there's been some higher scores at DXC, and I know speaking to a few of the batters across the comp, they've been pretty keen to get out into the middle, so I think the bowlers will be the ones who are just hoping to get through today at under 10 runs and over, I think.
Beautiful bowling. That's that unhittable length, and even then, the change from just trying to keep it out to almost squeezing it through mid-wicket for runs. 120 opportunities the batters get, and have a look at that bit of swing too. The new Kookaburra going beautifully.
Bring the stumps into play. Smart from Campbell. I think you've got probably 1 to 2 overs to really maximise this new ball, and then it's probably batsman time. So get it up there, bring the pads and stumps in, and see if you can jag 1 or 2, get one of the pivotal openers out here for the Kingsmen.
It's through. That's good. That's really good bowling from Thompson. So important to get in and out of overs. 5 from the first 5 deliveries. It'll be interesting to see, at least listen to the Kingsmen and think of what they spoke about in the change room. What do they want to set, and what do they think they can defend?
Tricky. Yeah, it's a tricky one, batting first. I have seen a lot of teams play with a bit more freedom when they're chasing. The game's almost dictated to them. So in saying that, I think the Kingsmen have been ultra aggressive in all their games, so I'd say it'd be a very similar game plan today with the bat.
Off the pad, and big shout of no. So a good over from Thompson. The first one is done. No wicket for 5. Well, they defended 139 against the Strikers in their preliminary round matches. Strikers knocked over for 121. As we can tell, the only constant in T20 cricket has changed. It doesn't really matter what's already happened from here. It's what happens ahead of the game.
Yeah, you wonder how much you read into that. I think the first game for the Strikers of the tournament, they came in on the Saturday, so may have taken a day or 2 to get used to the conditions, and the Kingsmen were already underway in their tournament. So, yeah, looking through the scorecard of that first round match, apart from Jake Winter and Harry Menanti, was pretty slim pickings for the Strikers team. But as we said early, it's the same run that they had last year, and Jake Winter in this equivalent match in the semi-final last year went and scored 100, and bang, bang, they were the ones with the top end trophy in their hands. So clean slate today, Pete.
He has been in good form too. He's been hitting them really cleanly. Overshadowed last night, it's fair to say, but been in good form. Tim Oakley from the TIO Stadium end. Fallen straight away. We're lucky enough to have Tim join us in comms for a couple of games. Very entertaining, very knowledgeable.
He loves it. He commentates a lot in the Sheffield Shield cricket. He did a lot of games down in Tasmania when he was in and around the Cricket Tasmania setup, and then now being back in Adelaide, he jumps on the mic every now and again. Great guy. Nicknamed Bumpers Oakley. He loves digging in the short ball, so we might see 1 or 2 here today. He
did love my idea about more short balls allowed in T20. He was all over that.
All fast bowlers like that
That's
idea.
True. And that's flicked through square leg again. It'll just be the single. Yeah, for someone who's a former batter, albeit not very good, it was surprising, and my bowling teammates, former teammates, were very surprised that I was advocating for more short balls, but it's something that just brings a couple more elements into the game, and I love that people can have different ideas in cricket and T20 cricket, just trying to improve the spectacle for everyone.
For sure. I went on commentary earlier in the tournament, and I actually said that at times it's probably too batsman friendly. You look at a lot of short balls in the BBL in and around sort of shoulder head height, and they're very quick to call wide. So I think there needs to be a tiny bit more leniency. Here comes Tim again.
Swing gone, the edge, the early wickets. We wanted Timmy Oakley to give us a push-up. He's forgotten that that's what he promised after the Nepal game. But that is an early wicket, a crucial breakthrough. Chingu's made runs in almost each game he's played. Gone for 2, easily taken from Nilsson as well. And it's 1 for 6 in the second over. Almost hung around there, Jingu, not thinking he nicked it. Little inside edge there.
Yeah, the way Oakley went up there, it looked like he's definitely hit the ball. A little bit of outswing there. Obviously tried to go over cover. An aggressive shot, but with 2 out, that's the way they've been playing throughout the tournament. So crucial wicket for Oakley there. I
must say, it has been the one thing that I've seen over the last week and a half. There hasn't been one batter been happy with any decision, even the most. I reckon the stumps have been knocked over and they're not happy.
Sounds about right, Pete. Sounds about right.
Unfortunately, as the head of cricket at NT, you're the one who ends up hearing all about this.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky one, isn't it? I think there's people here playing for international spots. A lot of the overseas teams are in and around their sort of A setups. You know, the Kingsmen are playing in the minor league coming up in, I think it's 3 or 4 days. So everyone's got their different personal ambitions, and no doubt you are disappointed when you get out. But I think overall the tournament's been played in great spirits. A nice blend of competitiveness, but also making sure that, you know, the spirit of cricket's been upheld.
Really important. It's because it is a great opportunity for the umpires as well. Some local umpires and others that have been here for the winter. Yeah,
we've also got 4 interstate umpires, so I think that's part of the tournament, what it can bring to Australian cricket. It's not just players, it's coaches, it's umpires, so working on everyone's development across the board.
This one well played from Saeed Saad Ali. Pops into the leg side, going to come back for 2. Khan's going to have to hurry here.
Ooh.
Towards the end. He's on the treadmill a little bit going back for 2, but gets there. And Ali's away with a couple of his first delivery.
It's a beautiful ball. Straight in at the stumps, first ball, challenging.
You mentioned it before though, whilst the ball's swinging, you only get a couple of overs until it's hit the deck 24 times in the first 4 overs. It's been trying to be hit pretty hard too through those power play overs.
Yeah, generally a bit of concrete round in some of those big bash stadiums. It always gets a bit of a scuff on the ball. So, yeah, make it count while you can. You've got 2 to 3 overs, get the ball swinging. If it means that you go at 10, 11 and over, it's probably no different to what you will when the ball's old anyway.
You know when it stops swinging because they start throwing it into the ground to the other end.
Yep, that's very true.
Well bowled again. This has been a really good start, a disciplined start. And they're backing up each other here. It was a good first over from Campbell Thompson. Now Oakley, who did want to bowl from the TIO Stadium end yesterday and got the tap on the shoulder saying, no, you're coming up. Didn't take a wicket, so he wasn't overly happy. But the big fella's got the new rock from the TIO Stadium end.
He's someone that, when he does well, Tim, you just feel that the rest of the team come with him. So I think, as you said, it's very important that the strikers have got off this start. They can all, a bit of a full toss there.
Cut off at mid-off and it'll just be a single. So a couple of good overs to start here from both Thompson and from Oakley. Strikers on top early. 4 from the over, 1 for 9. Most importantly though, a wicket, even the over pitch deliveries, sometimes that can be a little bit of momentum too. You take a wicket so you can get away with one that's a little bit fuller trying to get the ball to swing.
Yeah, batter's worried about his front pad there, isn't he? Just making sure he eases into his innings. So, as you said, great start. We see Campbell Thompson here going again. I like that play from the strikers while the left arm has got the ball hooping around, get him in for a second over.
You've got to be swinging it, but also, again, it's that wicket. Ali hasn't faced Thompson, so he can have the second over because he hasn't seen him for 6 balls.
Yeah, and I'd say Alex, very experienced captain, so he's going to have a great read on the game where he thinks, you know, a few teams have turned to spin at this option to close out the power play, but Alex has gone with the aggressive quick option there as Campbell's been flicked off the pads.
More work to do out in the deep, but no real danger as it's flung in. A big job for Tom O'Connell. He's spent a lot of time out in the outfield by himself. For such a good fella, I said this yesterday, for such a good fella, he spends a lot of time by himself.
He must have terrible chat. They kick him out there onto
and he doesn't. He's a lovely guy.
He's a lovely guy. I think that's the price you pay for being the best fielder sometimes. it's
You're not going to start deliberately fumbling, are you?
no, it's the Jordan Silk roll out there on the deep square boundary.
He gave a lot to NT Strike as well. Great to have players of his calibre and experience playing in NT Strike.
Yeah, we were stoked.
So did we reach out to Silky to come up, or did he reach out to NT? How does that work?
Yeah, so Sally Ann Beams, who's the high performance manager of Cricket Tasmania, she actually reached out just saying that Jordan, who's actually part of the Sydney Sixers setup, wasn't able to play under the Hurricanes brand. It's a pretty unique circumstance, so she just said, would we be interested in having Jordan? And while we like to promote locals, I think it was a bit of a no-brainer to have someone of that quality playing for the NT.
Slight appeal. Well, I've said before that anything down leg side, everyone appeals to fool the umpire. That's actually come off a little bit of pad, so I love that little bit of appeal. They can see that just grazing the pad there. Well done from Nielsen. That's save 4.
That was my other pet hate as a bowler, was any time you felt the ball went half a millimetre down leg side, the umpire was pretty quick to get his arms out. So yeah, luckily for Thompson's, that's just been giving us a dot.
That's some great awareness though from NT Cricket, from Tasmanian Cricket as well, to get Silky involved and finding games, finding real games, and knowing he's going to play as well every day, 33 and fine. That's turned behind square, and that's going to be some more work for Tom O'Connell down on the boundary. Another 2. Well played here from the opener, Sajil Khan, who's now got, and Ali, of course, who's out there. A little bit more onus now on Khan and Ali to come in. Now they've lost an early wicket. We're talking about how important the opening stand was. Important now that they establish a base to build upon.
Yeah, it's probably just felt a little flat, if I'm honest. You just look at it from the outside here, and Adelaide are well and truly on top. You just feel like they're dictating the play to the Kingsmen at the moment. I think it's just going to take 1 or 2 aggressive shots just to probably swing the momentum back in their favour. But
it's down leg side as well.
Yeah, even the intent of those shots, they're only ever going for 1 or 2, aren't they? I think when, as a bowler, if you feel that someone has that presence and that they're coming at you aggressively, it puts you on the back foot, and then you're second guessing yourself where to bowl.
Could it be a little bit of a combination as well? Semi-final, there's a spot up for grabs. Haven't lost for a week and a half. They obviously dropped yesterday, but they've known they're on top. And then also losing an early wicket, which is something they haven't had to deal with too often.
That's the learning, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why we're here, and that's the bigger piece of play. How do people adapt to different conditions? So same with Campbell, young 20-year-old, new ball in hand in a semi-final. So it's great learnings all round.
This time it is hit aggressively, but again it'll only be 1. Supported in the field, getting the angles right yet again, and once more Thompson just goes for that 5 or 6 and over, which is fantastic. It's exactly what you're after from your opening bowler in the power play, where you can only have 2 fielders outside the circle.
Very well bowled. Very well bowled. He's someone that has impressed me. I think he had a few little niggles last year in the Saka setup, but I think he's destined for some big things. Anytime there's a left armour in the squad, especially with Spencer Johnson, who will be pushing for higher honours, I think there's some good opportunities coming up for Campbell in the next few years.
That's absolutely true. We love the blokes who bowl with the wrong arm, don't we? It's been
It's
forever and a day.
It's a cheat code. It's a
It is.
cheat code. I've been trying to tell my son to get that ball in his left hand for a year or 2 now.
Turn into a super duper, I'm sure he'll do it. That's the sort of shot we're after. Just a little bit short, Jacobs with his first delivery. And Jacobs, who can bowl with a bit of pace, but on this occasion sort of put it in the slot and can't turn it over backward square for 4. Good boundary, and that's the sort of shot that can get you going.
For sure. Hano now feels the pressure. Ball 1 to the rope. If he overcorrects here on the offside and gets hit through the covers, then, they're scoring both sides of the wicket. So that's what we're looking for, Pete. Just a little bit of intent from the Kingsman batters.
Khan is the sort of player that once he gets going, we saw it at Gardens during the week against NT Strike. Once he gets going, he's very hard to stop.
He's hitting the ball just very hard.
Yes.
Very hard.
This time he goes again, but a bit of protection there. Slight fumble from Oakley, but he'll take the 1 over the 4 if it went a metre either side. Moves to 10, 1 for 20. Going in a runner ball now, the Kingsman. Might be just the impetus to get moving here. Sort of hit that from off stump.
Looked like he was going in the same area, didn't it? Obviously, there's some bigger gaps on that leg side. If you get it past Tim Oakley there, you've got plenty of room to find the boundary. So good intent from Khan, a little bit of a shift.
Oh, now tries the same thing, hits that through mid-wicket, smashes it through mid-wicket, and that's going to be 4 as well. It's a big boundary out there. Just sat up though on this DXC wicket. Said it might have been a little tacky yesterday. I don't think that was. I think it was just not through the crease from Jacobs, and Ali was all over it. He picked up length early, and that was the key.
Was indeed. I think where we got the 2 out, we got a deep cover as well. So yeah, that it's the length, isn't it, Pete? As soon as you drop short, it's just a bit of free for all there. We see fine leg now going back, which is probably the right play if you're going to be banging it in. Make him hit to the leg side to the 2 out.
So Will Ali with 5 inside the circle in the offside, give himself a bit of room.
It's a dangerous play, that one.
Just flicks it, knowing he's got some gaps out there,
Right
and he's hit
before
that
again.
beautifully as well. So 3 boundaries in the over, a good one for the Kingsmen. This is the momentum shifter. This is the one that you're after, Nick. You mentioned this in the last over. What can the Kingsmen do to sort of change it up? They're under the constraints of the strikers. This could be their breakout over.
They're not necessarily aggressive shots either, Pete. I think it's just smart cricket. He's looked, well, both batsmen there have looked for where the gaps are, and they're just using the pace of Hano just to manipulate the ball. So we're not seeing shots over the top necessarily. It's just picking those gaps. Is that leg side?
And there's a big appeal,
Yeah,
and the
heard
umpire's
that.
given. He's
Yep.
caught the glove. Hano Jacobs, he might have gone for a few, but you take it if you can remove one of the top order. That's exactly what's happened. It just struck the glove. Nielsen, nice and low, beautiful gloves. We know how good a keeper he is. Chances like that will not go, and Ali smashes his pads because he's not happy, but he's gone for 15. Oh, how quickly this game can turn. Talk about it being a batter's game. One mistake. Wasn't necessarily a great ball, but he knew he was halfway walking off by the time the finger went up.
Yeah, you could hear the deflection from here. Unfortunately for Ali, it's the old strangle down the leg side. But as you said, for Hano, you take the 3 boundaries if it's going to get you a wicket. So fortunate for the strikers, but they won't be complaining.
You'd love to say strategically that they were trying to buy a wicket. I don't think necessarily that's true, but
I don't think that's true.
He kept going with pace on, which was interesting because sometimes you just want to take that pace off when you've been hit a little bit. Bit of an effort ball down the leg side, sure, but as you say, if it strangles you down the leg side and it works, then you take it. So Milan Kumar will now come out, who with bat and ball has been steady.
He's been impressive.
Yeah.
I've been watching Milan Kumar quite closely throughout the tournament. 174 runs so far, handful of wickets. So I think he's just been one of those key contributors. What we have seen is him coming in though off the back of larger opening partnerships. So this is a good opportunity for him to actually stamp his authority from the get-go.
Even Tim Oakley yesterday, when we were talking about the Kingsmen, was just he was saying that there's not necessarily an absolute standout over the course of the 11. They've just all been really good. Really consistent performers. Someone stands up at a different time, and that's how they've got their 5 wins.
Yeah, for sure. And you look at actually all of their players, they've all got international experience around the globe, playing in different tournaments, representing some of their home countries. So they are on paper probably the strongest team, but find themselves in a tricky position here.
That one's also down leg side and turn around the corner. Run the first one hard, and Kumar doesn't want to come back for the second. So that is the end of the power play. Good over there, 14 from it. But the loss of Ali is going to just rankle the Kingsmen a little bit. It's all over for the power play. 2 for 29. And if you're at the start, when you won the bat flip and elected to bowl first, I dare say the strikers would take that in a heartbeat.
The only caveat to that, Pete, is the Kingsmen have only won 1 toss in this whole tournament, and that's the game they lost. So they were 0-5 on the toss, and they were 5-0 with results. So I'm sure when they saw it land in the favour of the strikers team, they were happy that that was a lucky omen for them.
And as cricket lovers,
Yeah.
we love a little bit of idiotic superstition.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Oh, I can only bat if I put my left pad on first.
Well, ironically, they're the ones who told me that statistic.
Oh, they
so,
know it.
yeah,
Don't worry.
Yeah,
You know it as a player. Right, now we were speaking to Trent Keep last night. We've been looking after NT Strike.
Yes.
He is all over young Wadia.
Yeah, he's certainly tapped me on the shoulder a few times about Wadia and told me about him. So he just looks like he's all over his game. He knows what he's doing. It's obviously a hard thing to do, bowl orthodox in T20, but you need that cleverness and wits about you, and it looks like he's got that at such a young age.
He does. Good lengths, which I reckon is really important in T20 cricket, as well as controlling his line. The occasional bad ball, he hasn't bowled many admittedly, but the occasional bad ball, he's bounced back straight away, doesn't hang his head, doesn't bowl 2 in a row. All the things that you want from a young cricketer. I know he was willing to sign him up. He was texting his mate Payne saying, you need this guy in the Strikers colours.
Geez, you wouldn't know that Trent Keep knows Tim Payne, would you? He tells us every day.
He was trying to text him at the same time as commentating. That'll just be one out to the sweeper.
All jokes aside, though, I do think Wadia has some very strong raps on him within the Saka system. You look at the BBL across the board, your Chris Green style players can shape the game. So I think that's what they'd be looking for from Wadia, left arm option.
I did mention the Thunder, and you should have seen the look of dismay from Payne's bestie. He just said, hey, he's in Strikers colours.
Well, I know if I'm a spinner where I'd want to bowl. I think anywhere, the Etihad and NG Stadium are the two that just stand out as near on impossible to hit the ball as a batter.
What are you, 70?
Yeah.
Hasn't been called Etihad since about 2009.
Marvel. There's too many name changes these days.
That is true.
I'm glad you're switched on though, Pete.
I've only got one job to do here. You've got about 15.
No, you've got to keep me in check. That's your one
job.
job.
Well, now I've got 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So a good start here from Wadia. Even the ones that line wasn't necessarily great, but he has protection, and that's okay. If you err on the side of where Alex Ross has set the field, so that's okay. Scored off every ball though, the Kingsman. As soon as I say that, there's a dot.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I've learned, actually speaking a little bit to Adam Zampa, is you can be aggressive through being defensive, if that makes sense. So getting hit for 1 4 or 5 times and over is actually a win to the bowler. It eventually is going to accumulate pressure. So what Wadia is doing here, 1-1, 2-1, ... to close out the over, all of a sudden the Kingsmen go into this 6th over now with a little bit of pressure on their shoulders, so it's a great over from Wadia to get started there.
Gee, we see it's not just a saying, the dots that build up, geez, they lead to a wicket more often than not.
For sure. Even singles though, the way the game's heading, singles and 2s.
They don't hurt the team.
They don't hurt the team. You're very happy just to have that, and it means the new batsman needs a ball or two to see your action, understand what you're doing, so.
A little bit around the grounds. This is the second semi-final. There's a game at Gardens at the moment. The Perth Scorchers, after 10 overs, 6 for 69 after Pakistan Shaheens won the bat flip and elected to bowl first. Teague Wiley 29 from 16, but Masood 3 for 21, and Mumtaz has been one of my favourites, 2 for 4. Mumtaz was the one who came to mind when Keepy asked me who do I think should be on a list. And apparently I wasn't allowed to choose an international, but he's been fantastic. He's got 2 for 4 off 2, so 6 for 69. Pakistan Shaheens were very competitive, and they will want to play this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
I've had them as my dark horse throughout the whole tournament, and I shouldn't say dark horse because they are just as strong as the Kingsmen, but the international teams, as we see, are wide there from Timmy Oakley down the leg side. I think the international teams just bring that aura of competitiveness. We're seeing it with Bangladesh, Nepal and Pakistan. They're here to win. They're here to win. Absolutely. They're here to ruffle some feathers. So looks like they've probably got one foot in the final there, Pete.
That's around the grounds with thanks to our correspondent Jen Wallace, brought to you by NT Tourism. Gardens Oval. It would be tough to play at Gardens Oval. Look at the beautiful water and then come over here and play another game of cricket.
Catch it?
That's in the air through cover. So it's going to go again out to the boundary. Picked up just inside. Tim Oakley back on for his second over. But we were mentioning, and when we had a player in comms, we were talking about everyone's paid to be here to play cricket. They all want to play because that is what they're here for, and it's not just this tournament, it's everything else that flows from here.
Everyone ultimately is in some form of selection process. So I know all these young Adelaide boys here will be putting their hand up for Sheffield Shield or one days. As I said, the Kingsmen go straight into the minor league 2 days after they return. So everyone's here for a reason. And see Timmy steaming in. Oh, that's good bounce there, Pete.
That has been taken on the up from Nielsen, who's about 20 metres back. And that's the difference between those that just put the ball there and those that have some genuine pace.
Yep.
He's got height as well, but he's got genuine pace.
I would like to see, we did refer to him as bumpers. I do think it's actually worthwhile putting one up around the nostrils of Milan Kuma here. I think you've got 2 out on the hook, and it just will keep him on his toes. He's got the pace to do it, Tim.
He doesn't mind bowling one. This time goes full. This time just a slight fumble and he'll scramble through for a single. That's good running. Nothing wrong with the fielding at all. It's also good intent from the Kingsmen. They know they're behind the 8 ball at the moment, so they know they've got to have that intent. Every good ball has to go for 1, every bad ball needs to be a boundary.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is the simplest philosophy when you're setting a target. It's a little bit difficult to execute, but they're 2 for 38.
I wonder what they'll be sitting in the change rooms discussing. Maybe 150, 160 from here, I think.
You'd want 160.
Yeah, anything under, as we saw last night, the strikers definitely have that in their run chase. Back of the hand slow ball there from Tim.
And that's really well fielded. That's some great fielding.
The sweepologist.
I did ask, I said, I know it originally came from Damien Fleming, and he was dobbed in as also claiming it as his own nickname. You can't give yourself a nickname. Geordie Wright's tried that at NT Cricket. He's trying to call himself the Jur, the manager. No one's buying what Geordie Wright's trying to sell there, and Alex Ross is calling himself the sweepologist.
Yeah, that.
You can't give yourself a nickname.
I mean, he's very, very good at it, but yeah,
No.
I do think his origins do stem back to Flem all those years ago. And
Well, he was trying to sell his own book.
Yeah, that's right. So
who would have thought Flem would be just in the market for his own products?
Who would have thought? So we have seen, in all seriousness, Alex has been a strong contributor for so many years. To have him up here captaining some of the younger strikers players, it's a great watch for us.
I did say to him last night, you know, when you're old, when he's one of the more experienced and a captain, and his dad was my coach in 17s and 19s, back in the old Victorian days, that's when you know you're old.
Yeah, no comment there from me.
Oh,
I'll play it safe.
You don't need to.
We got another innings together, so I don't want to ruffle the feathers.
We've got a whole game.
Yeah, no, that's right.
No, when it's, I can tell you every morning when I wake up, I don't need someone else to let me know how old I am. I can feel it every day, even in the warmth when you wake up.
Yeah, that's
a little bit better than 7 degrees and
that's right.
hail. It must be set back in Melbourne town. He was 12 from 11, the slowest he's probably started. And that's a good ball. That's the slower one, the quicker one, the shorter one.
Yep.
Khan couldn't catch up with it, so he's 12 from 12, a runner ball 12. Kumar 9 from 8, and at the moment, the striker's doing a really good job. 2 for 40 from 6. Oakley's completed 2 overs, and that was the table at the end of the preliminary rounds. We told you the Shaheens and the Scorchers were fighting it out over at Gardens Oval. That's 2v3. I do like how you've chosen a dark horse who's finished second with the best net run rate. Not so much a dark horse there.
No, absolutely not. I think just speaking to Gav, the CEO, it's just such a condensed ladder.
Yeah.
I wonder if we look at a top 5 potentially for next year. I think when you've got 11 teams here and the gap between 2 and 10 there is 1 or 2 games. I think maybe we extend out an extra final spot. How that works for the logistics and event team, I'm not sure.
Would you go to the old McIntyre Final 5 system? 2v3, 4v5?
It could work.
Elimination fight. That works. I mean, it's more cricket.
Yep.
And everyone who's here, yes, they want to win the tournament, but they want to play more cricket.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually quite a unique balance. We want to condense the games into shorter days, but as you've seen, the strikers have played 5-6 days in a row now. So,
and in the heat, we talk about how great the heat is, but that is
it will be sapping. It'll be sapping,
work.
yeah.
And then logistically, you've got to work out night games as well as day games, but you can't play at night, then wake up at 10, which the strikers
which they have done, yeah.
I think the 5 o'clock game was very much a winner.
Yes.
Everyone was happy with the 5 o'clock game. And also, didn't take the dew out of it as much, but it did make it a little bit different as far as chasing and setting.
Yeah, it's different skills, isn't it?
Yeah.
I spoke to a few of the Aussie boys at the international T20s. They mentioned the dew, but as soon as you add in batting under lights, even something as simple as additional crowd, which tend to roll in for those 5 o'clock games where people are coming in from work, or we've seen with Pakistan, Nepal bringing up to 1,000 people. It's a different game to 10 o'clock at Kazali's or Gardens. So with Pakistan, quick one from
the
Tommy.
quicker off spinner.
Yeah,
has been his variation. He's just added it to his repertoire. Gets away with one there, I think. Short and down leg side, can't Can't find the gap.
I'm not sure if you, Pete, last night managed to do what all cricket lovers do and go home after a long day and turn on the 100 over in England, but I did notice Sam Curran has a new ultra slower ball they're referring to, where he basically just lobs it out the top of his hand. It came through at 40 miles per hour, but Zach Crawley was caught off guard. It was a wide in the end, but apparently that's the way the game's heading, where people are now shifting away from slow balls to go to these slower balls. So
I've seen a couple of them out here actually,
Yep.
and one of the exponents of it is actually Tajinder Dhillon, who bowls the nice slow. Obviously, his control is probably the number one part. We'll see him later on in the strikers chasing. O'Connell, a couple of dot balls in here. This has been good. Can he get out of this over? 2 from the first 5 legal deliveries. It's been good, and it builds the pressure on Khan. Dots have led to wickets in this tournament. He's going to have to bowl that again, though. He's trying to tempt him, though. He's trying to tempt him with a 5-4 field, protection at both point and long off. And this time he's going to swap over. I was just going to have a little chat with Alex Ross. This may be well about how do I get out of this over. Every ball counts, and that's what we love as well. They're always thinking, always planning, strategizing what they can do. It's hit high. Is it going to have enough on it? It is. That's going to be 6 over long on. Harry Manti needs to jump the fence and go and get the pill. That's a really good shot. It was just in the slots, and Khan was ready to go.
We talk about risk v reward in T20 cricket. I think that was the greatest example of that. If Khan puts that down long on's throat and the over goes for 3 and he walks away, then the Kingsmen are well and truly on the back foot. But as you see, he's bowled the off spinner quite quick. He's probably got the length a little bit too full there, and he's played a beautiful shot, because it is a long hit. It's probably 70 or 80 metres down there on the old AFL style oval. So well done to Khan for taking it on and executing.
And it is more length than line, isn't it? When you know where you can hit them, if your length is off, you can sort of hit that ball anywhere you want.
Yeah. I think spin especially, you just need to be fast and, top of the stumps, hip height. You watch Adam Zampa, he just gets hit, cut shots out to that sort of deep point, deep cover for 1 all the time. That's his get out of jail ball. So I'm sure that's not what Alex Ross and Tommy were talking about when they got together for that last ball.
We talk about the future of this competition. The first time I did was actually 6 years ago. There were 4 teams. We were commentating, DJing and ground announcing all in
there
one.
You go.
Thanks, Joel Morrison.
Yeah, multi-talented.
He thought, well, if I'm working hard, I'm going to get everyone I get here to work hard as well. And we had the presentation, and then all of a sudden we had 7 or 8 teams, and now with 4 international teams, both territories represented, and 5 Big Bash academies, there'll be other teams almost coming towards NT to say, hey, we want to be part of this as well.
A bit of a lost ball here, Pete, I believe, but you are right. I think the interest around the global game is only increasing. I know Gav's had a lot of feedback and interest from some of the overseas teams. I think naturally we just need to balance it. You don't want to grow too quickly. Yep. We still want to make sure that we're providing a great experience, especially for those Australian domestic teams. But yeah, we're really pumped with the way it's unfolded this year. I think the cricket's been good, the event has been good. It's a lot on our staff to deliver. We're taking over broadcast, commercials, marketing, the cricket operations.
And for such a short amount of time as well. Like, you can't have it over 3 weeks.
No,
it doesn't work.
And necessarily, then there's increasing pressure on budgets. If teams are up here with 20 people for 3 weeks, so there is a little bit of time pressure on it. So I think we've got the balance really in a bit of a sweet spot at the moment.
That balance only happens because of the NT cricket staff as well, and we should give a shout out to them, because that includes yourself, Nick, of course, but everyone from the top down, everyone who's involved has turned up and rolled their sleeves up and gone, right, we're on for a few weeks. I mean, I wouldn't think you'd want to be the first beverage of choice at 7:35 tonight, but there's a lot of hard work that goes in. The ground staff as well do a fantastic job. They're out there at the start and the end of every game. Yeah. It doesn't stop.
I thought I was working hard, and then you look at the ground staff. I think they are the true heroes. The pitchers,
because they have to be good, because otherwise teams don't
come back. Yep. So, and what we don't want to forget either is the internationals in the lead-in. So it just gave us an extra week and a half, but we'd rather be busy with excellent cricket than be twiddling our thumbs and having no cricket. So
That's the thing. When it's cricket season,
You work hard.
You work
Yep.
hard.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's done a fantastic job, and as much cricket as you can have here at DXC Arena. No, I just put a tent out the back. I thought it was easier just to stay here. 'Cause you've been for a bit, but you want to be involved. You want to know when you get to finals day what these teams have been doing, and that even just the conversations that you have with the players is fantastic. They're so open and honest about what's been going on. It's a little over pitch, but gets away with it again because the line was good. If you miss one, don't miss both. Wadia has been good here, and this is building on the 18 from 18 from Khan. This time smashes it, but smashes it straight to deep mid-wicket. It's put down. One of the few mistakes that the strikers have made in the field for the whole tournament.
He hit it hard. He hit it very hard, but Ryan King probably backed himself to catch that. He actually got into a pretty good position, got the fingers up. And it's just one of those crucial ones you may think, what if in a couple overs time. Shot.
Dropped on 18 and some good fielding.
Oh, here we go.
And there's going to be some quick running between wickets
Might
there.
get two here, yep.
And they're going to come back for two, and that's actually on. That's on deep mid wicket to come in there and be part of that support.
Yeah, that's a coach killer, that one. I think they're the non-negotiables. You can drop catches, but I think any time you fall asleep in the field and forget to back up, it's a tricky one. That is Mackenzie Harvey, I believe, so maybe he's their best fielder. He might have had a reason.
It's funny, isn't it? You get to such a reputational level that there's always...
let him off the hook.
It's
let
okay.
him off the hook.
Everything you've done in the positives, you're allowed one little grey mark.
No,
in
he's
the
gold
book.
standard. He's the best. He's one of the best in Australia at the moment. So.
Oh, absolutely he is. Diving forward last night. Almost turned a non-chance into a half chance. Hit him in the shoulder. He was sore for a little bit. Didn't look so sore when he was batting.
Certainly didn't. That shoulder looked pretty free.
You also love the understanding as Wadi completes another order. You love the understanding of batters. They needed one to win, and he needed two for 100. If they complete the single before a boundary, it's not 100. So the conversation would have been, I'm going to try and smash this. Do not run in case it doesn't go to the boundary.
I think you're giving too much credit to the modern cricketer there. They.
Well, I was talking about it.
Yeah.
You don't get too many opportunities to make T20 100s in general.
Yeah, that's true. I do think back to the AJ Ty, James Vince incident all those BBLs ago, and just wonder if it was worth chucking in the old short ball wide just to...
Well, there was a wide involved.
Yeah.
And then Harry Manetti's putting him on the pavilion. It's like, calm down, Harry.
Yeah, calm
Let
down.
you make it 100.
No, you're right. Anytime you get 100 in a T20 innings, it's pretty special. Same with Pfeiffer as well. We've seen a couple Pfeiffers and a couple hundreds. I know Tommy Rogers scored 100. Who else? Mackenzie's got one.
Sadakwat got one.
Yeah.
Abdul Samad from Pakistan.
I think that was on a tricky TIO wicket as well from...
That's straight down the ground. It's a beautiful shot. Just over
Great
pitched and one bounce into the fence for four. Just missed his mark again. O'Connell is... He's bowled well. Unfortunately, when you're a spinner, it's only those one or two balls and over, and they can really make the difference between a really good tight over and a big over. Well played from Kumar, though. He moves to 18 from 15. He's just trying to get going here. It's been relatively sedate for the Chicago Kingsmen. Can they get momentum going their way? Back on it in the air. That should be gone.
Oh, my.
And isn't.
Oh, Timmy Oakley.
A second drop catch in 2 overs. Kumar dropped on 18 as well. Maybe 18's the lucky number this time.
That one hurts, Pete. That one hurts. You can probably understand Ryan, given the pace at which his ball was travelling, but that's, you know, that would have been spinning. Obviously, Milan Kumar's tried to hit that through cover and it's got the edge, but that needs to be caught at this level.
And in every game too, but certainly a semi-final, a must-win game. And it's not, there's no tomorrow, there's no this afternoon. It's 4 o'clock, we're back.
It's amazing what that does for team morale as well. If you watch...
Well, you saw the shoulders slumped, didn't they?
Yep. If you know, Kumar and Khan here start to find the boundary, you'll see heads drop inevitably, because that's when you start to think, what if?
How much is it going to cost the strikers? What is the price that they'll pay?
Just struggling with that. When they're executing their length, the strikers, you're just seeing the Kingsmen really struggle to get bat on ball. Look a little bit out of sync and rhythm today.
This one's heaved to the leg side. And that's going to be a big, big shot. That's 6. It is. Again, it's the length that was picked up so quickly from Kumar. He rocks back and smashes that for 6. 2 for 66, and all of a sudden 12 off the over. But probably more importantly, the drop catch, and Kumar's still there, already making them pay.
It's not fair, is it? Not fair cricket sometimes. Should have been 1 for 6 off the over with a new batsman out there, and instead it's 12.
Around the grounds over at Gardens Oval, where the Pakistan Shaheen sent the Perth Scorchers into bat. 17 overs completed, 7 for 122. Nick Hobson, 32 from 31, is probably the key to the Scorchers getting a total that's going to be big enough. 3 for 21 from Syed Masood, 2 for 18 for Iran Mumtaz. So Pakistan Shaheen's well on top there. You'd say the strikers are still on top here. However, a couple of drop catches. Both of these batters dropped on 18. The next couple of overs are going to be crucial because the power surge is still up for grabs. 2 for the Kingsmen. As Hasso Jacobs comes back in. Hasso Jacobs comes back in for his second over. Oh, you don't like it, do you?
My win viz is changing, Pete. I've got the Kingsmen slightly on top. Win viz. I do have the Kingsmen slightly on top, just because of their bowling. Their bowling is, they've got pace. Kugelein's the leading wicket taker.
No. So if it's the win viz, you've got to tell us the percentages.
55-45.
Okay.
Yep, 55-45. And the reason why is batters in the shed, a surge. I think that's been one of the faults I've seen across the tournament so far, is teams have probably got to those sort of death overs without the amount of wickets that they would hope. I know NT were quite guilty of that, would be sort of 6 or 7 down every time we got to over 15. So it will be a crucial period, but I'd say, if you walk away 2 for 75 here at the halfway stage, I think the Kingsmen will be happy with that.
55-45 is not really a massive revelation at this stage.
Look, I'm pretty conservative. I do tend to sit on the fence.
I was going to say the beautiful new white picket fence that surrounds DXC Arena has got
that's me on
no
top.
splinters in it.
Yeah.
That's it beautifully through backward point. It's going to have some protection though on the boundary. A little fumble. It is that fatigue a little bit sometimes as well. Not cricket fatigue, because everyone loves playing matches instead of training, which is the alternative, but it's hard. It's hard to stay up day in, day out. You know what the prize is at the end of this game, though. Yeah, sometimes that can mean you go too hard. Yeah,
Adelaide naturally coming out of, as you referred to earlier in the broadcast, they are coming, for the first time to outdoors. So this is, day 8, day 9 for them. They will physically and mentally be starting to flag. Oh, that's a good short ball from Hanno.
That was quicker. The umpire said that was below the shoulder, so that doesn't count as the one short one. That's
what I want.
That's of course what we want. Well, you're the head of cricket.
Yeah, that's what we want.
If anyone can change the playing conditions, this is your remit.
I don't think I've got that much power, but
you told me off air that you are running this competition almost single-handedly. That's completely not true. That's just trying to see if there could be any sort of needling in there. You played way too much cricket to put up with that sort of rubbish on the side.
In saying that, we do speak to the teams in the lead-in and just get a feel for. Oh, here
now
we
that's
go.
in the air. Now this one has to be taken.
Caught and bowled.
And
Great
it
catch.
is. You don't drop them off
Great
your own
catch.
bowling, that's for sure. And all of a sudden there's a sigh of relief from the strikers. Khan dropped on 18, not on 21. He's gone. And another wicket, 3 for 68, and that's crucial. Just before the potential power surge could have been taken with 2 set batters.
Yep, that is a crucial breakthrough.
Well bowled, Jacobs.
Good catch. They're not actually easy, those ones, because it's got a hell of a lot of spin looking up into the clear blue sky. So, as you said, if you don't catch them off your own bowling, then no one will. So,
well, he's taken 2 now. He's bowled well, 2 for 16, with 1 ball remaining in his second over. And that's a good comeback as well. Just rolled the fingers over it. It was a bit of a loose shot from Khan, though. He didn't move his feet. Not that you need to, but look at this. If you look at this replay where he is, it was a real, I'm going to put my foot down and swing, and the balance was all wrong.
That was only going one place, Pete, and that was straight up. I think probably just a little bit reflective today of Khan. Just looked like he struggled to get that rhythm that he's had for the rest of the tournament.
And also, he's a boundary hitter.
Yeah.
1-4 and 1-6, and that 6 was a beautiful straight drive over long on. But when you're a boundary hitter and you haven't found the boundary, you do almost put that perceived pressure on yourself.
For sure. That was some of the learnings we had with a few of our young boys who got to have a go towards the back end of the tournament. I asked them post game what some of their reflections were, and I think the big thing is you watch someone like Jordan Silk who will face 1 or 2 dots. He never goes and makes the mistake of getting himself out, whereas if you go 1 dot wicket, it just, the next bloke who comes to the crease is all of a sudden sort of bearing your load there. So
Tajinder Dilla, who's joined us, he'll be important with ball in hand later on as well with his orthodox spin, but here he is. He needs to have a total to defend first. Turns his first ball into square leg for a single. So Adelaide strikers, they won the bat flip, elected to bowl first, and I reckon you'd find it's a success. 3 for 69. They've kept them to under 7 and over from the first 10 overs. Let's check in with Wintviz, Nick Winter, who is the head of cricket here at NT.
Oh,
I reckon it's changed a little bit after 1 for 3 from a really good Hanno Jacobs over.
yeah, I'd say now the strikers are 55. They're slightly on top, but I think the next 3 to 5 overs are going to set this match up. If the Kingsmen can show their experience here, get through with a couple overs of 8 or 9, they'll be able to launch at the back end. A wicket or 2 for the strikers, and they probably hold the ascendancy right through the mid-innings break.
So pretty much like every game of T20 cricket ever.
Yep, just telling the people what they already know, that one. So
not necessarily though, because it's great that it happens at grassroots level. It's still the same at the top level. Cricket doesn't change. The game stays the same. They're better at it.
Yep.
But the philosophies and the execution stays the same. Harry Manenti, Italy's own.
Yeah, he's got that X factor.
He's bowled 1 bad over in the whole time he's been here. I mean, we did go for a few.
Yeah.
But he's going to be crucial here. Can take pace off as well.
Off to the World Cup. Him and his brother.
And Big Joe Burns.
Big Joe Burns. Geez, I was pretty quickly diving through some of my ancestry records to see if I could find some form of Italian or Scottish or Irish. I couldn't find anything. You were born in
the nation's capital, weren't you?
I was born in the nation's capital. I was pretty unhappy when I spoke to Mum and Dad, and they said that we're just genuine Australians. So
my parents are Australian, my grandparents are Australian, and 7 of my 8 great-grandparents are Australian. And the one that wasn't, his name was Pierre Lesueur.
Okay.
And that was on my mum's side.
Yep.
He was French.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure what their cricketing system's up to at the moment.
Well, they're very good at hitting it between the stumps and the pads and going for 4 past the keeper.
Oh, nice. It is a great thing for someone like Harry, though, who's in and around the setup but not quite cracking it in to be able to go and play international cricket. Or
it's not going to make you a worse cricketer, is it?
Yeah, and there's so many different opportunities now popping up that Harry's going to go to a World Cup and play against the best of the best. So he's a great player. He's going to take the hard overs here. He generally bowls at the death, and he walks away with 3 for 30 most games, Harry, with 20 or 30 with the bat as well. So he's a great person to have on your team. Shot.
And that's hit. It's hit down this backward square, and on the second bite this time. Oh, you've gone early. It's like off the tee, and you say great shot, and it ends up in the trees. That's exactly what's happened there. Kuma's turned that round the corner, and despite just a little bobble in the hands, a wicket. We say he's a wicket taker, and it quite doesn't really matter how. It wasn't his greatest delivery, but it's a wicket nonetheless. And Kumar's gone for 26. Both drop catches, not costing the strikers.
Yep, that's always good. As we said there on the replay, he's gone leg cutter into the wicket. And you say it wasn't his best ball, but what you can't see from the broadcast is he's got 3 out on the leg side. So ultimately, if you're getting hit out to your fielders, then you're doing the right thing. So
Milan Kumar gone for 26.
Campbell Thompson with the catch out there.
He'll be very happy. Just bobbled off the sort of thumb, that hard thumb region, but he had the presence of mind not to stress about it. Just relax and take the second one, because in the book it'll say Court Thompson bowled Manenti, and that is all they're after. 4 for 72 with all set batters gone. Chinga gone for 2, Khan for 21, Ali for 15, Kumar for 26, 4 for 72, and now it's a bit of a resurrection project for the Chicago Kingsmen. It's all very well dominating the preliminary rounds. You need to perform on finals day.
It's cricket though, isn't it? It's cricket.
Is.
The old 5-0 team. And this is, as we said at the very, very start, this is exactly what the Strikers did last year in the top end series. They came in, just made it into the finals, and then put in probably their 2 best performances to walk away with the title. So they'll be fancying their chances here, Pete.
Well, the 2 drop catches have cost them 13 in total, so they won't worry too much about that. Mohammad Hassan Khan.
Oh,
The edge is that's really well done. It's probably a late cut more than an edge. But
yeah, late cut.
How often you see a little bit of extra bounce there. First ball though, they're trusting their instincts and they're trusting the wicket, aren't they?
Yeah, you have to take it on from the get-go. He looked in decent enough control, and he's probably the one that I'm looking forward to watching in this match. Obviously being selected by the Melbourne Renegades as their 2nd pick in the BBL draft this year. So I know Nick Cummins, Cricket Victoria's CEO, and a few of their high-performance staff have got great raps on him. I haven't seen a whole heap of him outside of this tournament, so who knows? Could be the X Factor saviour for the Kingsmen today.
They'll get around them at Colonial Stadium, Telstra Dome, Etihad Stadium, Marvel Stadium. I just want to see how far we need to go back. James Rosengard will be all over that.
He will be.
General Manager of the Renegades.
Yeah. Sorry, James.
Don't worry, he'll be tuning in to see how his charge is going. I heard Max Abbott, the General Manager of the Stars, before this tournament say there's a couple of spots up for grabs. We want to see how the youngsters go in the academy. That's why we want to be a part of it. And crucially, have kept a spot or 2 open.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to go to the BBL draft this year. It was on the back of one of our high performance meetings, and for me it was just soaking in the atmosphere and understanding the logistics of how teams are putting together their rosters. But it did give me a chance to speak to the likes of Max, to James, to Sally Ann Beams, to Kate Harvey from Perth, and I think they're all in the same boat. It's not only are they leaving spots open internally to see who can play what role, but also if there's any 1 or 2 people who just stick their hands up. And I look at the Stars especially, they probably struggled a little bit with the bat last year with Tommy Rogers and Sammy Harper up top, but then they come here this tournament and both of them were number 1 and 2 in the runs. So I'm sure the Stars would be absolutely stoked with their output.
Just do that again, mate.
Yeah, just do that again.
Do that
just
10
on the
times.
bigger stage. Ooh.
That's well bowled from Jake. He took the pace right off there. Dylan trying to heave that to the slightly smallish boundary. It's not as small as it was last night. Having said that, the way these boys hit them, it doesn't matter where the boundary is. They're not long enough.
I'm not sure it's the play though, to be honest, Pete. I think you have to get that right. There is a gap at mid-wicket if the fielder's pushing back now, but there was a gap at the mid-wicket traditional cow corner area, but it's a low percentage shot at 4 for 70, I feel.
So now they're going to bring you fine leg inside the circle, as in short third and backward point as well. In the air, just on the bounce. We know Jacobs can take him off his own bowling. The catch he took to dismiss Harry Dixon the other day was one of the best of the tournament. Not the best I've seen, but very, very good. Mohammad Hassan Khan has the claim to the best catch I've seen.
I saw that live.
I've not seen.
It was a ripper. It was a ripper.
It was unbelievable. There's also a great catch taken out here, but it was off a no ball. And the umpire was lamenting that I'd mentioned it a couple of times on commentary. It wasn't going to count. He goes, I felt so bad. I said, well, you can't. It was a no ball. It was a no ball. It's short, and that's in the air, and that's burst through the hands. How many times we've seen it? Admittedly, Jacobs has done that himself. Manenti drops the catch, and it's not the first one they've dropped. They've put down plenty of chances. Dylan dropped on 5.
It's contagious. That again, it's got some pace behind it, but Harry Manenti will be pretty disappointed with that. He didn't have to move a whole heap. It went straight to him. So, I mean, the Kingsmen are giving him plenty of fielding chances here.
So mid-off and mid-on are now going to come into the circle. Probably need to go from down to up there, not trying to keep it down. It was a surprising decision.
It was an interesting shot.
And that's gone up, and that should be taken. Alex Ross with a huge call of mine, because he knows he doesn't drop them. That's why Skipper says, leave it to me. And And even though it's not Dylan who was dropped, it is Card who's a gun. And he's gone for 1 and in for this match, and he's out in this match, and it's 5 for 75. The strikers are well on top. Hanno Jacobs doing it when it matters. 3 for 18.
Just a bit disappointing, I think. It's a bit lackluster from the Kingsmen here. It's just hitting the ball in the air. I don't know really what they're trying to do here. So
they've hit it in the air 8 times, and 5 times they've caught it. It's not great batting. That was straight up the hand coming off the bat too, losing all sorts of shape there.
Even if he hits that, I'm not quite sure where he's expecting that to go. So a bit of a disappointing one there. Probably in cricketing terms a softer out, but yeah, there's pressure on the Kingsmen lower order here. They're 5 for 75 here. They're going to have to really lift.
Well, we spoke about having set batters in and top batters in for that power surge, which is so important. A great addition to T20 cricket in this country. It's only a great addition if you've got blokes who are either set or can genuinely hit them. So, well, the skipper can, Ahmad Azam, but he's got a big role to play here.
Well, I just think going back 2 overs, we're sitting here at 2 for 66. We're now 5 for 75.
They've lost 3 for 9 in 2.5 overs.
Yeah. All momentum out of this Kingsman score so far, but as you said, Azam to the crease. It's on. This is what captains. This is what captains are here for. I think this is the time to shine.
We talk about little rule tweaks. I like that. It doesn't matter if the batters have crossed or not. That's been a good. That's been a great change. Good start through point for 1. It gets away straight away, which is good. And I like the fact. I mean, I know people don't like rule changes so much. People don't like change, but if you can improve the game, if you can make it easier on our officials who are out there, they don't need to see who's changing, and you don't have those sacrificial hits in the air just to get the batter on strike.
Well,
if you're taking a wicket, you deserve to bowl the new batter.
100%, and that's the biggest one, what you just flagged to the second point, especially at the death overs. You should be rewarded for taking a wicket, and you get to bowl to the new batter. So I think it's a great decision to bring that rule in.
He's hit beautifully to circle edge, but won't get back for 2, but we'll keep the strike. Hanno Jacobs 3 for 20 from his 3. That's really good bowling. 5 for 77. They've lost 3 for 11 in the last 3 overs. What a comeback here from the strikers, and they weren't necessarily behind. Wintviz did have them at 45%. I'd like to see which way the wind's blowing now.
Never judge a game till both teams are batted. We know that.
True.
But it does look like the strikers are well and truly on top here. So crucial couple of overs there, and I think for now the Kingsmen it's a reset for 2-3, and then see what the surge can bring. We have seen those 2 overs swing the momentum of the game. So reset and use that as your key way to break the game.
Swadia going to come back into the attack this time from the Darwin Airport International end. He's 2 overs for 10. Great control. Long on and long off a back. You can probably afford to bowl that little bit fuller if you'd like. It's not a huge amount of turn. He's not a massive spinner of the ball anyway. We haven't seen a lot of turn on the wickets, but that means your control's even more important.
Yeah, you're not going to see turning the Big Bash either, really, apart from 1 to 2 venues. It generally spinners are looking to actually go the other way and skid it on with a newer ball. So I think this does suit Wadia. I'd just say skid it in there, go for 5 or 6 off this over. It's a win for the strikers.
Just gets a line a touch wrong, but has protection at short fine. And it's a big hit. We've seen a beautiful 6 down the ground, but you're asking batters to hit 75 metres down the ground. You've got to get every piece of it. There's been a lot of catches at long on and long off throughout the tournament. Again goes a sweep, but again he's got protection. So Ahmad Azam has to change his angles here. You can't just keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Quicker and flatter. Protection out on the point boundary. They get 1. Beautiful fielding though. The ground fielding's been good.
Ground fielding's been good. No excuses though for this level. I think they're all ultimately professionals or in and around, so it's probably minimum standards. I would, just going back to this over, I would actually like to see Wadia toss one up. I think Alex and the team would be happy to see a big shot. He's not going to do what I asked. Well,
He's not, and that's gone backward a point, and that's gone to the boundary for 4. Just got the line wrong. Pace on as well. Dylan very quickly onto the back foot and found the gap, and that's probably the most important part. Not just hitting them well, but hitting the gaps well.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted pace off there. I think the Kingsmen have shown today that they're, for whatever reason, they're just not quite timing the ball how they'd like. So I think if Wadia can make them force the play, force the power, take on, long off, I think that's a win. But now it's a case of just closing out.
It's hit hard on the bounce out to deep mid-wicket. Some very clean fielding once again, Ryan King. He did put down one earlier. No one means to drop a catch, but it didn't cost any runs as far as the strikes were concerned on this occasion. 5 for 84, so even including the boundary, still only goes for 7.
Good
5
over.
for 84 from 13 overs. They are well and truly on top, going at 6.5 and over. There's going to be another change as Campbell Thompson is going to come back into the attack, and each over that goes past just builds that pressure on Chicago Kingsmen. You're right about how we don't know what a good score is until the strikers are out there, but they'll go in with a bit of confidence if they keep them under 150, 155.
For sure. They're coming off that epic run chase last night. They'll be backing themselves, and they've got some great players who know how to read the game, take it deep. So if you're chasing anything under 150, I think you'd be expecting to get over the line. Semi-final pressure, some very quick bowling though, can do funny things to you.
Swing and a miss, half shout there. Over in the other semi-final, some really good hitting from Nick Hobson and Matthew Kelly towards the end of the Perth Scorchers innings. Pakistan Shaheens sent the Perth Scorchers into bat. 8 for 155.
Great finish.
They've ended with some good overs towards the back end of their innings for the Scorchers. 155, defendable.
Very
defendable at Gardens, but Shaheens would still be thinking that they're more than half a chance to head to DXC this afternoon for the final. That's in the air and safe. They're going to get 1 as Dylan moves to 14. Zone 2, 5 for 85.
I think Perth will be backing themselves in there. They've played a game or two at Gardens Oval. It actually suits some of their bowlers. It was popping. It was quite fast. I saw Brodie Couch take the top edge of a few of the NT strike batsmen and it fly down to the fielders at sort of fine leg third man. So
yeah, they've got to get the field
they're,
right.
They're going to have to be aggressive. Take again. It's I think a few short balls early to the Pakistan batters, but it's probably even keel that one.
And admittedly, a couple of those top order Pakistan Shaheen batters will enjoy popping them onto Evie's Cafe. Or
Yeah,
that's the cafe there?
That's the trade-off. It's a short square boundary, so it's going one of two ways. But traditionally, some of the overseas teams do struggle to adapt to the faster, bouncier pitches in Australia. So I think it's worth a try from Perth. They do have some good pace on the ball.
Especially when you look up and you see a boundary about 48 metres
you're
away.
gonna
You think,
take it
I'm
on.
going to hit it there.
Yeah.
How many batters get out hitting across the line is remarkable.
Surprised we've not lost more balls this tournament as well. So it's been
big thanks to Lee Watson, the Kookaburra team, for supplying us with plenty of pills.
No, that's right. It's been that has been actually a big win this year. Is just getting the Kookaburra turfs up here. So a lot of teams happy with that.
Hits it hard. Not picked up straight away on the boundary, but it's okay. It's not going to cost any runs and bowled in 5 for 86. I was saying when we were out at Gardens and a few balls were going across the road and Geordie Wright was running out to get them. Let's get another ball out, start playing with that one, and then use the ball that we find to then be the next one that we replace it with.
Not a bad shout.
Get the game going because, and as head of cricket and being involved in the operations, how do we get these games quicker? It used to be a 3-hour game. It's not anymore. And we probably need to drag it back a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's a great challenge. I sit in those meetings and, from top to bottom, I think cricket does have that tendency to be a little too long, and I think what is going to be engaging for audiences and players is fast-paced, people in the game all the time. So it's a great challenge. Broadcast, lost balls, they all have a role to play. People running out drinks.
Again, flick to the leg side. Again, they're going to run the first one hard. On this occasion, they will get back for 2. Someone was all over that, realising it had gone a good 15 metres square of long on.
Yeah. Just going back to it, even, there's strategic timeouts in the Big Bash. You're running gloves on and off the field. So I think there's just 4 or 5 things that you could probably put the review torch on and just see if you can shave a minute or 2. But I agree, it's no longer a 3-hour game, isn't it? It's edging closer to 4. So certainly a flag for us to continue to work on. Slow ball.
And hit out to the protection on the offside boundary. 5 for 89. Dylan will keep the strike. He's 17 from 15 and getting into his work. The skipper 3 from 6. 5 for 89. Again, another over of single digits, just a 5. In fact, there's only been 3 overs of the 14 that have been double-digit overs, which really does put the pressure on. And admittedly, in all of those, all bar one, a wicket has fallen.
I was just about to say that. A few of I remember Hano's first over was the 12, but brought a wicket with it. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for the Kingsmen, hasn't it, just to get any momentum in this batting innings.
So we look around now, and again, it's almost a feeling that the Kingsmen have come out, and we said you can't afford the game just to drift, and we're 14 overs into their setting a total. They've got the 2 over power surge to come. Maybe they're just waiting to have that shorter of the boundary as the first of the overs, but you've got a bowl from each end. It's going to be Tim Oakley. Gives it the effort ball, but it's down leg side. He asked why that wasn't a wide. He said because you stepped across. And as usual, Kingsman not overly happy when a call goes against them.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to hit his body if he didn't move, so I think the right decision by local umpire there, Rob Stewart. And I think there just needs to be a little bit of common sense and leniency there. If you're going to move around in your crease and, you know, shuffle across to the offside, if it goes over where you would have been, then it is fair play.
As always, the consistency's all we're after.
Correct.
It's not a wide this over, it's not a wide at any time, and that's okay.
Yep.
The umpires have been really good over the course of the week and a half. Plenty of pressure on them, plenty of players coming from different continents and different backgrounds to these conditions. Slower. Now that one's going to be a wide. Dylan doesn't even look up. I wouldn't have.
Yeah, he
wouldn't have ordered that one not to be.
He should have kept the arms in as a joke. It is a good point.
Umpires aren't known for their sense of humour.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, actually, I'm not going to go on commentary and say.
You're not allowed to.
No, that's right. But it is a good point.
You already did. But
yes, sorry. It is a good point, I think, for the umpires, for the players. How can we get this as close to BBL standard?
Yeah.
How can we put people under pressure? So even to umpires making calls in crucial moments, it's great development. Oh,
that's gone in the air. Now this could be. It's going to be a very tough chance. Don't tell me.
Of course they
He's
catch
caught
that
it.
one.
The hardest of all of them.
Yep.
Campbell Thompson back with the flight over his head, over the shoulder. They are the hardest ones to take. And it was like he was shelling peas. The cricket makes no sense. Dylan gone for 17, 6 for 90.
I'm dropping that 10 times out of 10, I think. It was spinning, it was swirling, the keeper's running after him, he's twisted and turned. In the end, he's actually done well just to quickly shuffle that body and catch it. I believe he's a pretty good little footy player as well, so a running back with the pack mark there.
Apologies, 6 for 90, getting excited. I'm not trying to predict the future. That was just a really good catch. The scoreboard right up with it as well, straight away. Yeah, catching a footy might be a bit easier than catching a 156 gram kookaburra, but he's done it. That's a really good catch. Some credit to Oakley as well. Didn't quite get his line right at the first couple, but have a look at that. Took the pace off, straight up in the air. So the drinks break, and we talk about quickening this up. The drinks break's fine, but there's got to be almost a tap on the shoulder. Righto, boys, the batter's out here. Let's be ready. Oakley should be at the top of his mark now.
Yeah, yep. And you're going to get teams to push it. That naturally they want to have as much time as they can to be as clear around plans and what's coming up in the next couple of overs. So it's just going to be that continuous balance between how do we allow teams to reset, have their drink, which they're entitled to, but make sure that they're not actually dragging the game on. So again, we just ask for consistency, what they're going to do from the first wicket through to the 10th. And they have been good. It's not to say that they haven't
absolutely.
been good.
And it's hot, as you say. A lot of them are coming from colder climates, haven't played actual games for a while. So there's an adjustment period in that as well. I remember when 2020 cricket first came in. If you'd only bowled 18 overs in 80 minutes, you only faced 18 overs. That was the best punishment.
They are. I think now, obviously, you bring the fielders in for every over that you miss. So they, unfortunately, the bowler is the one who wears the brunt of it.
Always sticking up for bowlers.
Well, I do remember a time where they brought in a rule that the whole team would be fined if you were slow on the overs, and I just remember sitting back there as probably the 16th best player in the whole squad, thinking that's quite unfair because
everyone else is a lot more than me.
The captain probably doesn't care if he's $500 out of pocket, but I certainly do. So, and it's not.
Then you're paying to play. Then it's old school paying subs.
Yeah. And it's not fine leg or deep third man that's slowing the game down. It is the captain, or you know, those more senior players. So,
good over here from Oakley. That's down leg side. Of course, as soon as he says good over, he's bowling second wide. So the skipper, Ahmad Azam, he is being joined by Scott Kuglon, of course, who played Test cricket as recently as last year against Australia.
Yeah, I was actually fortunate enough to play a game with Scott. I went over and played one singular game in the Super Smash, and he is a very, very good person. He was lovely to me. He's, you know, anyone who's played Test cricket in that New Zealand setup with Bolt and Southey and Jamison, etc., they're obviously a very good player, and he's shown that with his 14 wickets so far across 5 games. So, not sure what his batting's like though. That's only
he's batting at 8.
Yeah, I did see him having an extensive hit in the warm-up. He looked technically sound, but that first ball from Timmy Oakley got to him a little bit quicker than maybe what he anticipated. So he's going to need to get, you know, 15, 20 here.
He's going to need to be there with the skipper when they take the power surge too. That's going to be crucial. 6 for 92.
Probably haven't seen much. He's scored 14 runs for the tournament, so he's probably been, you know, the luxury of the Kingsman being so good as he hasn't been required.
He's going to have to run this one relatively quickly. They're just going to take the single. 6 for 93. 6 for 93. They were 2 for 68. Lost 4 for 25 here. Kingsmen just haven't got going today. They played in a bizarre game yesterday. It was a very difficult game to describe because there was no momentum, there was no feel or rhythm in the game.
It swung a lot, didn't it? At one stage, Hobart looked like they were just going to cruise to victory. Then you would have said the Kings were in the ascendancy, and then Ralph McMillan obviously at the back end hit those heavy blows to get him over the line. Kuglon, nice little flick out to deep mid wicket for 1. But yeah, it was a hard game to read, and maybe that was reflective of them being 5-0, that they maybe just didn't bring that same level of intensity throughout the whole innings. But good for the Hurricanes, and I think it just shows how tight that competition is. The Hurricanes finished in 10th and knock off the 5-0 team. So you look back, if you're a Hurricanes team member, to that run chase the NT Strike got over the line when they were 8 for 50 and chased down 120. And
that's the difference.
If the Canes win that, they're potentially in the finals. So yeah, it's been a great tournament for that sense. Anyone can beat anyone.
Well, the table was so tight, and also not only was the table tight, it went down to the last match and a chase of 175 to get into the finals. I mean, that's exactly what you want. You can't script it better. And we're going to see the power surge. So nice and quickly, Hanno Jacobs was just out on the boundary, doing what fast bowlers do, just enjoying their own world. And then the call from Alex Ross, you're on. And you're on from the TIO Stadium end. Because the power surge has been taken. Kuglon's just hit a couple of singles. Azam's 4 from 8. So an interesting time, but also probably the last 2 of the genuinely recognised boys who can hit them. Everyone can bat at this level, of course, but you want guys that you know can clear the rope or clear the infield at least and find the boundary.
Interesting to see, Pete, how hard they go in the surge. I think naturally the instinct is to take on the field and hit over the top, but again, the fact that they've lost 6 wickets, if they go 7, 8 far, then they're not going to have, you know, the luxuries in 18, 19, 20. So I think it's going to be a balancing act here.
More the glide, and we'll just get the single. Glide, got a little fumble, but what we need to do is stop them. 6 singles won't worry the strikers at all. Kuglon gets off strike, and Ahmad Azam, who we have seen find the boundary on occasion. The shorter of the 2 boundaries is towards the pavilion side. This for a spot in the final this afternoon at 4 o'clock local time. It's currently 11:45. It's amazing to think that in a few hours' time we do it all again for the actual trophy. Steps across and hits it well. How about that? Out of absolutely nowhere.
Denting the NT officer's roof there.
That's a great shot. From 4 from 8 to 10 from 9. And all of a sudden, momentum shifts again.
And that just looked effortless, didn't it?
It did.
And that's probably the frustration for the Kingsman after 15 overs is he just shuffled across there, flicked it on the roof as easy as you like. But for 15 overs before that, it's looked so hard to score runs and find the boundary. So they'll be hoping for a few more of those from the skipper.
Well, he's put his hand up straight away.
He's given himself plenty of room there. He's gone again.
Does it again,
Yep,
and again
nice
it goes.
shot.
This time for 4. It's going to hit the beautiful new picket fence around DXC Arena. 10 from 2, 11 from 3.
Here we go, Pete.
Oh, all of a sudden, Wintviz is going to change.
I still think it's favouring the strikers well and
The
truly.
first time I
but
asked you, you said it was favouring Kingsman.
yeah, I just go with the flow, don't I?
Ah, this is what the head of cricket's all about.
Yep,
Whichever way the breeze is
Yep.
blowing, make sure you're
100%.
on side.
100%.
Some good hitting from the skipper, though. And there might be just a little bit of... He hasn't dominated this tournament. He's had a lot of efforts with bat and ball around him to support him. Now it's time for the skipper to stand up.
Do you see a change from Jacobs here? He's going inside out.
And that's gone over the fielder. Wadi's got a chase. He's going to pick it up just inside the boundary. There'll be 2, though, which importantly will keep the skipper on strike. This is what we love about the power surge, though. Just something up the pocket of the batting team that can change the complete complexion of the game.
I think it's the percentage play as well for the strikers, getting him hitting to the offside against the pace, and potentially if he's rolling the fingers, it's against the spin as well. So those first 2 boundaries looked far too easy. Get him hitting the other side.
Long on and deep backward square, the 2 on the boundary.
Oh.
This time just stands there and hits it high and long. Is it long enough?
Oh.
Great effort on the boundary.
The kids in the beanbags have got it.
They're loving it. That's a great shot. A bit of effort on the boundary line, couldn't contain it. So Hamid Azam, he is taking this upon himself. You see it here, it's a huge swing. The bat speed was high. Just couldn't get it in.
They had the right man there. If anyone was going to do it, it was going to be Mackenzie Harvey. Oh.
Now heaves this to the leg side. It'll only be 1, but that's probably a win for the Kingsman as well, because he stays on strike. 20 from the first of the 2 power surge overs. 6 for 114. The game has changed again.
As a neutral, great to see. Great to see. I think we all want to have a 160, 170 run chase. So hopefully they can go again in this surge. I think it'll be Harry Manenti, knowing the trend. Yeah, it's going to be Harry Manenti. But yeah, the skipper rising to the occasion.
Just as he started hitting it too, the breeze picked up a little bit, a bit of a southeasterly just behind his right shoulder. You can feel every breeze when you're out there batting. I don't know if it's just mental or not, but as soon as you feel the breeze, you go, oh, I can easily clear that boundary, and he did. But now he's going to be hitting...
I was just about to say, what does he do now?
Into it a little bit. So they're going to have 5 inside the circle on the offside. Deep square leg. Where's the second fielder? He's going to be deep mid-wicket as well. So he's going to have to go into the wicket. One thing Manenti can't do, though, is just put it in the spot he wants. He's got to get through the crease a little bit.
I think it's got to be change of pace in at that hip and then spear in the odd Yorker. We imagine Azam's going to try and give himself some space, but just tuck him up if you're Manenti, right in at that hip bone. He's gone the Yorker first ball.
Oh, the French cut. The ancestors would be happy with just the single.
Yep, yeah, they would be. And that, you know, change of pace Yorker, he's executed that beautifully. There's not much you can do there as a batter, so good start for Manenti.
Really good start. But now, of course, the pressure just goes to Kugler. He goes, okay, well, do I get the 1? He's got to get bat on ball, obviously. Or does he go the boundaries as well? Because you've only got 5 more power surge overs remaining, or balls remaining.
And this goes back to your comment about that new rule. If he goes and plinks it down mid-wicket's throat, it's the new batsman on strike. It's not changing, so there's more accountability on Kugler here. That's a shot.
Hits it beautifully.
Great
Don't
shot.
worry about that. Don't run the singles if you can hit it over the fence as well.
Wow.
That's a great hit. Clean as a whistle as well. 6 runs. And a little bit out of nowhere, but that's what the power surge does as well.
Yep.
This is your opportunity. I mean, there's no use hanging around and trying to push around it when you've only got 3 overs after this.
Yeah, for sure. That's you know, he knew it was going to be in tight at the body, but he's given himself enough room there to get it down over long on, to change the pace again, but probably just the length needed to be a bit shorter, make him hit square of the wicket. Nonetheless, though, the Kingsmen will be happy that, you know, they feel like they can find the boundary from both batters here, not just one.
That's so true. Because that means that anything that happens, you're still comfortable in your
for sure.
In your decision to take it now. So Manenti needs to come back here.
I'm calling a wicket here, Pete.
It's hit in the air. It should be out.
Oh no.
It is out. Oh, the head of cricket. I was going to say manipulating games. That's not the right turn of phrase whatsoever. Predicting the game ahead of time. And Kugelan's gone for 9 from 5. And a wicket falls, as it so often does in T20 cricket and in power surge overs. The stats don't lie. So many wickets fall in these 2 overs.
I was just putting my bowler's hat on as a lower order batter. You hit the 6, you think you're invincible, and you just all of a sudden want to go again. And Manenti knew what he did wrong last ball, got it more leg side. You know, whether the smart play there for Kugelan's just bunting one into the leg side, you don't know. But crucially, new batsman on strike, dot ball, another wicket. So huge win there for the strikers.
Massive win. Takes the catch, which brings Asif Mahmood, who was rested yesterday, coming in at 7 for 121. 3 balls remaining in the power surge. At 7 down with only 21 balls remaining. Yes, you'd love him to find the boundary, but do you just give Azam 2 chances?
I think he just hits and runs here, if I'm honest. Just hit and run, get off strike as best you can. So I still think Azam has a crack. The game is almost dictating to the Kingsman that he has to be the one to take this surge on. But yeah, tricky spot here for the Kingsman. And our man again, I said at the start, Manenti, he just finds a way. It's the tough overs, but he walks away with 2, 3, 4 for every single game. So the Italian stallion is on fire.
So we're giving nicknames to yourself.
Well bowled.
Yep, and just going to get the single. Well bowled, well played. Mahmood knew that wasn't going to go anywhere. So now it comes down to the skipper once again, Hamad Azam. Strikers not necessarily flying through their overs. 83 minutes in, and we're 2 balls remaining in the 17th over. Head of cricket wouldn't be happy with the times there.
Play on for me. As long as the teams are happy, we'll get there.
We'll get there. Just wanted to finish before we know who's actually playing this afternoon.
Yeah, that's right. Can't imagine there'll be much of a warm-up between the grand final for the team that wins.
That's outside off stumpy, back to way, so the umpire has no sympathy that he couldn't reach it. 5 fielders inside the circle on the offside. You'd probably suggest that's where Azam wants to go. 1 ball remaining in this, the 17th over. Just inside the blue line.
Yep.
Enough. Last ball, power surge overs.
Wide.
I should say last legal ball, because he'll get to bowl that one again. 9 runs so far, meaning that there's been 29 from the power surge, which has been a good one for the Chicago Kingsmen.
You probably take that, don't you? 1 for 30 odd, given where the game was at. They need the runs, don't they, the Kingsmen? So if they can scrape their way to 150, I think they're in the game. As I've said, their bowling is their strength. They've got some good pace, and if you get Mackenzie, Harvey, Ross, a few of those bigger players out early, it'd be a good contest.
This one smashed square of the wicket. That's 4. Got the line and the length a little bit wrong there. Pace off, but Azam was ready. Smashes a boundary. 7 for 127, which of course means they've gone for 33 in their power surge overs. That is a pretty good result, you would have thought, for the Chicago Kings.
Yeah, very happy. Good finish from the skipper there. Just needs to own these last 3, doesn't he? I think it's a case of get the tail enders off strike, and he tries to find the boundary where possible.
Yeah, Mahmood can do that. Get off strike.
Yep, he can. 23 more runs, and they're up to 150. If, get greedy, potentially look at 160, and let the semi-final pressure get to work.
Yeah, 10 and over for the last 3 is not an unreasonable ask. 7 down makes it tougher, but having the skipper in means it's more than achievable. The actual WinViz says 60-40 strikers, and WinViz is
Nodding
in appreciation.
Nodding in approval, yep.
So Wardia is going to come on for his 4th and final over. Touches down to short third or backward point just for a single. Good play from Mahmood though. Understanding the game, get your skipper on strike. He's 28 from 16 after a slowish start.
I think that's, if you're being very harsh on the strikers fielders there, I think they need to be hunting the one. They know what the play is.
This time hits it high and long. This should be out. This will be out. It is out. The skipper gone for 28. What a result for Wardia. He's bowled well, and now he gets his little lick of the ice cream as well. And Zam cannot believe that he's hit it straight down the throat. Oh my, an easy catch for it. Mackenzie Harvey, he does that in his sleep. 8 for 128. That's a big, big wicket.
Just looked like it just hit the top edge there. He got into a nice position. We saw last over from this end, he found the boundary on the leg side, but Wardia's been threatening all day, nice and wide as well. I think that's the key thing. He took it out of that swinging arc. It's actually Jake Winter down there who's taken the catch. He's also got a good set of hands. Yeah. So, big breakthrough there for the strikers. And
Inzman will Huck type walk off.
Yeah, I saw him passing on some words of wisdom to the other end. So I think it would be along the lines of let's just see how many we can get and do our best with the ball.
Good catch from Winter indeed. Around the grounds with thanks to NT Tourism. Our correspondent, Jen Wallace. Pakistan needing 156 to win. They're 2 for 5 after 3 overs. It's not necessarily what they were after. Sadakwat and Khan, both openers gone. Kelly with both wickets for the Scorchers. But let's focus on this game. We're not even sure who's going to go through here. Kingsman 8 for 128. Wardy with a wicket now.
Oh, wow.
That's in the air and that's gone. Wardy back-to-back wickets. Alex Ross looks like a genius as skipper. Wardy, we said he deserved a wicket. Well, now he's deserved 2 and he's going to be on a hat-trick. Oh, Umar Khan gone. First ball duck. It's 9 for 128. All the pressure now goes to Ghulam Madassa, who is a genuine competitor, but he is batting at 11 for a reason.
Yes.
If you're ever going to be on a hat trick, you're a bowler.
I'm licking my lips here if I'm Wardy. I don't. It's harder as a spinner because you can't just fire in the old Yorker, but you are going fast at the stumps, I imagine, here if you're Wardy.
You're not tossing it up above the eye line?
Oh, that's actually not a bad shout. I think if you're a Kingsman player, though, you've got to get through the next 2.3 overs. So I'd be surprised, without knowing, I'd be surprised if they try and hoik this one to the boundary.
Well, Ghulam Madassa, he's a competitor with ball and in the field. He just lets nothing through. He loves being involved. Well, you're involved now, young man, because you've got 15 balls remaining of your innings, and Wardy is on a hat-trick. Put long on and long off back and just toss it up.
I'm going the other way, Pete. I'm bringing him up and saying, you hit me for 6 if you want, and if you don't get it, we'll take the catch. Maybe float him.
Isn't it funny as a batter too? You just don't want to be that hat-trick ball.
No, you definitely don't.
You never, ever. If you're facing a hat-trick, no,
just block it. Just block it.
Here we go. Hat-trick ball.
Oh.
Fight of the stumps have gone winner's way. It's gone down leg side, and it's going to be a wide. It's going to be worth 2.
Jeez, that must have been close. There's legs and arms going everywhere there.
There were. Even Nielsen couldn't get across to it. I'll get 2 off none there, which is always interesting. 9 for 130 now. And Mahmood, still 15 balls remaining in the innings. Somehow it digs out the Yorker. That's a great length as well. Look at that, just spinning like a top on the next wicket. Well bowled from what his control is sensational.
I think the outcome of this tournament is to try and give these boys exposure to go and play Big Bash. I'm going to say Wardy is going to have a go this year. I think he'll be one that gets a gets a crack in the BBL this year, so keep an eye
Hit
on
it
him.
straight down, long off. And that's
Hold on.
out as well. What an end to the innings. It all happened pretty quickly. All gone for 130. A disappointing end, leaving 14 balls out there as well. Wardia finishes with 3 for 20. Hanno Jacobs takes the catch, which he's done a little bit over the course of this. The ball seems to follow him.
The only bloke with safe hands out there at the moment, Hanno.
And that's after he dropped one the other day as well. I'm not sure Timmy Oakley had the ball dropped off him would agree, but
Yes, that's true.
he's taken a couple of hangers. That was pretty straightforward. A disappointing end to what has been a disappointing inning. Now, admittedly, they defended 139 against the Strikers the other day. But there's different conditions and a different prize up for grabs.
I think this is a much better wicket than a tired TIO. So all to do here for the Kingsmen, I think. Strikers will be stoked with that bowling performance. Maybe not so much the fielding, but they got away with it in the end. So
well, that's true.
Yeah.
You don't have to be down on each other. All you can do is say, hang on, if we get 131 here, we can do a much better performance this afternoon. Let's worry about what we can control. And we take a look at the batting lineup. Hamid Azam was good, the skipper with 28. Top of the order, Shajil Khan never really got going. Kumar was going and then just hit it straight down the throat. So that is a disappointing batting card for the Kingsmen, who have been so good tournament along. Now they need their bowlers to do a job.
Look forward to seeing these first few overs. I think there'll be a few balls whizzing past the Strikers batters, but see the wickets. Hanno 3 for 40. Wardia, nice little 3 for in that final over to get 3 for 20. Harry Manenti, as we said, 2 for 18. So pretty good all-round contributions there from the Strikers, boys.
215 for Timmy Oakley. So we can see some great performances there from the Strikers bowlers. And unfortunately for Chicago Kingsmen, all the highlights are those of the Strikers. All out for 130. We're back in a few moments to see if the Strikers can continue this last-minute run to a final. They need 131 to win.
Are you looking to hit your studies for 6? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you've never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory.
Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
When you move here, it's not just for work, it's for life. Here, culture isn't something you leave behind. It's something you bring with you and share. Great jobs, no long commutes, and weekends that start as soon as Friday ends. From the red desert to the tropical north, this place doesn't just welcome you, it transforms you. Australia's Northern Territory. New boundaries, new territory.
Welcome back to DXC Arena. It is the second semi-final. What a beautiful part of the world it is, and what a great game of cricket we've got ahead of us. The winner to go through to the final this afternoon at 4 p.m. local time of the Top End T20 series, sponsored by NT Tourism. Chicago Kingsmen, who until yesterday afternoon were undefeated in the competition, finishing on top, 5 wins and a loss. Well, they were sent into bat by the Adelaide Strikers and were rolled for 130. It was a bowling masterclass, maybe not a fielding masterclass, but the Strikers, who only snuck in with a win in yesterday's or last night's game, finishing 4-2 and finishing 4th on the ladder, they've knocked them over for 130. Pete Laser with you, Nick Winter, the head of cricket here in the NT, joining us on commentary. There is a huge job ahead of the Chicago Kingsmen with ball in hand after their batting left a lot to be desired.
Certainly did, but as I've said throughout the first innings, I think their bowling's their strong suit. So looking forward to this. I think Strikers' game to lose, but you know, semi-finals can do funny things, so we'll watch with eagerness.
The breeze has picked up as Scott Kugelheim takes the new Kookaburra from the Darwin International Airport end. Mac Harvey coming off an unbelievable 100. And that will have to get bowled again. So we speak of the 100, he was on 90. He was on 97 when they needed 19 to win. He was on 98 when they needed 1 to win. And then smashed a boundary square of the wicket to get his 100 and bring up the win and project the Adelaide Strikers from a position of 1 and 2. And they just got rolled for 95 against Pakistan and lost by 111 runs. And they have not lost since.
You're hoping for similar from Mackenzie here. He's obviously just signed a contract with the Strikers. He'll be pushing his name up for that opening spot for the upcoming BBL. He gets off the mark there, just turning around the corner to deep square leg. So a crucial start here. Jake Winter, obviously the hero in last year's semi-final with 100. Mackenzie coming off 100 last night. Scott Kugelheim, the leading wicket taker in the tournament. So yeah, these first few overs are definitely going to shape this contest.
You mentioned earlier in the broadcast as well, Jake Winter is a bit of a semi-final specialist at the Top End T20 series. I said last night, he was hitting the best singles you could ever see. He was smashing them, but for one. Strategically as well to get Harvey on strike. Yeah,
he does hit the ball very hard, and when he's going, he's hard to stop. He sometimes a bit vulnerable early, like all batsmen, so that's going to be the Kingsman's best outlet here, is try and, you know, get one to find the outside edge early. Otherwise, it could be a long day. They've kept first slip in, which I like. I think swinging the ball away, Kugelheim can take that outside edge, but you want to be nice and full in these first few overs.
So 5 inside the circle, including that slip on the offside. A short fine leg and a mid-on. Trying to apply some pressure here. A deep third and a deep square leg. The 2 fielders out for the Kingsmen early. Hits the ground, not the ball, and I reckon every Kingsman knew that. But you want to make sure the batter knows that you're up for the fight.
It's not going to stop him asking, is it? And I think I've watched Kugelheim throughout this whole tournament. He's actually been very full with the new ball, almost Yorker length, so that it's unsurprising to see that delivery. I think he's just going to get it right up there, swinging as much as he can, target the stumps, target the outside edge. It's probably what's made him so dangerous out this whole campaign. He is a test cricketer for New Zealand, so just shows the quality that he possesses. Oh,
that's short and clear. That's gone over the keeper's head, and I don't reckon that's going to be a wide. That is going to be 4.
4 byes? Yeah,
byes.
4 byes.
Yeah, just a little indicator at the end. And the keeper, that's so unfair on the keeper. He had no chance of getting that.
Jake Winter was pretty quickly out of the road of that one. I know.
That was quicker.
That was quick. Right on the money. Yeah, keeper, absolutely no chance. And the right call, it would have hit Jake in the head had he not moved. So
it was a great ball.
Certainly wasn't a wide. But the Strikers will take the 4. It's still a boundary.
It's just the vagaries of cricket, isn't it? That's so unfair. Kugelheim hasn't really done anything wrong there.
It doesn't go to his stats.
It doesn't go to his stats. It goes against his team. He doesn't get to play this afternoon if they get 131.
Yeah, that's true. Be interesting to see how Jake follows up after the old footwork might be a bit muddled.
They need 131 to win, 6.5 and over for the Strikers. Without really doing anything, they've already got 6 of them. There's plenty of voice out there. That was what was missing from yesterday from Kingsman. They had nothing really to play for. And so 3 ins today. Probably 3 best players, Mohamed Hassan Khan, Asif Mahmood and Scott Kugline. So 3 big ins, and they're all going to have to do a job with the ball after not getting it done with the bat. Full and straight, dug out a little bit by Winter. No run. He's zipped from 5, but there's no reason to panic. No wicket for 6. It's exactly what the strikers need to do if they're going to play off for a spot in the final here this afternoon.
Certainly, just ease into the innings. I think sometimes people get caught up in T20 cricket needing to be, hit and smash all the time, whereas, it's a long game. The strikers have the advantage here. Just bat the 20 overs. If they've got wickets in hand, they'll chase this runs down. So this is my man, though. Look out for the fellow lefties. So this will be, but both Kingsman bowlers are certainly going to test Mackenzie Harvey and Jake here for a bit of pace.
We said it, they're genuine competitors. They want to win here, and this is Gulen Madassa. He's bowling with the breeze coming over his right shoulder. This will help him as well.
He's skiddy. I watched ever since I've seen him bowl. I've kept an eye out for him. He bustles in, but he gets that ball through. Oh, that's gone
down leg side, and that's going to go all the way to the boundary for 4.
I've cursed him.
So there's 2 boundaries of this innings, none of them off the bat. Strikers will not care 1 iota. They need 131, and they could not care less how they come.
Doesn't matter, does it? I think we'll be looking for Gulam here to get the ball up and swing, because this didn't really get much shape there. He's probably starting the ball on leg stump, hoping it would swing away from Harvey. So,
as a bowler, how important is it not to sort of search for wickets, though? Not to think, geez, we've only got 130. I really need to knock them over, because mentally, that's exactly what you're doing with ball in hand.
I can't talk. I was so greedy. Anytime I had a new ball in my hand, I was... And I actually think that's the shift as well. Sometimes you're happy to maybe search in that first over or 2, because the power of a wicket, especially generally with the better batters up top and power play conditions, if you can take a wicket, it does swing the momentum. So if the Kingsmen were to get one of Harvey or Winter out, it would actually put the pressure on those boys coming in next.
It's always been that Penasita scoring runs, get them out.
Yeah. Catch it.
Nick doesn't carry it short third. That's a genuine nick.
Ryan King at 3. He's scored 31 runs for the top end series. So that's what the Kingsmen will be identifying, is how can we get King out there. Rossi at 4, so he's obviously got the experience, but after that you're looking at Menenti and Nielsen. So a lot riding on the 2 openers here, and that has swung. That's why we've seen the edge there. That's shaped away beautifully. So another 2 balls there, I reckon.
Beautifully played down the ground, but Mudon quickly picks it up. That wasn't a throw at the bowler, all the stumps, but as always, backed up, as we like to see in T20 cricket. Everyone involved, every ball, and that would have been spoken about with the Kingsmen in their little huddle as well. Chest on, lefty, I like it. Real bustler.
Yeah, he's bustling.
He's a competitor, don't worry. If there's a wicket here, there is going to be some sort of celebration. Slip now comes out to mid-wicket. There was the 4-leg buys at the start, but aside from that, it's been 3 dots. Won't affect Mackenzie Harvey. He knows how he's seeing them and hitting them. He's got plenty of time up his sleeve here.
Oh.
Shorter, and that's got the top edge. It's going to fly down. 1 bounce over the rope for 4. It was a good ball. Competitiveness, getting the better of Madassa there. So he didn't have the field set for it.
Good ball. But yeah, you're spot on, Pete. You've got a deep point, and you bowl a short ball, so it's not smart. I think obviously that ball would have landed right in fine legs breadbasket there if he was back. And he's got pace. It's clearly beaten Mackenzie Harvey. He's jumping up almost to try and hit it, and it's got the top of the bat. So
that's the other part. You can have both square and fine leg back, and they know it's going to be short. They're still going to swing at it.
Still got to hit the ball.
This hasn't quite gone how the Kingsmen wanted to start. That's down leg side, and that's going to be 4 more. That's also off the pad, so Madus will get away with just 4 against his name, but it's 12 against the Kingsman. No wicket for 18. A big, big over when you only need 113 more.
2-leg side there. We've seen probably that first and last ball. He's hoping to get it swinging, but the line, that's starting down leg side. It's never going to come back from there. So bit of a disappointing start, as you said, for the Kingsmen. They need to be spot on from the start.
The other part it does too, just listen.
Yeah.
The Kingsman was so loud halfway through the first day. They're up and about. There's a little cheer from deep backward square. As always, and there's runs that no one could cut off. Madussa's sort of scuffed the ground. The skipper trying to keep them up. Scott Kuglon, geez, a lot falls on his shoulders here.
So this is where you need the leading wicket taker to come to the fore. Catch it.
And that's gone over mid-wicket. It's going to race away down the hill, and that's going to be another boundary. That was just medium pace. It wasn't out of the hitting zone at all. Winter didn't necessarily get all of it, but certainly got enough of it.
Yeah, it looked like a slow ball into the wicket. So, I mean, if he plinks it to mid-on or to mid-wicket, you say great bowling. If he hits it over the top, you say why hasn't he just gone fast and swinging away at the stumps? So
he did wait for it too, Winter.
Yeah, yep.
You could see it sort of in the hand. It was coming out that way as well. Never made a mistake from here, but that's really well batted from Winter.
Yeah.
Kuglon, will the next one be quicker? We've seen one go over the keeper's head. It is quicker.
That's fast.
If I could bowl that fast, there's no way I'm bowling slow balls. What are you bowling slow balls for?
I'm the same. I'd be bowling.
Which is why I'm here, by the way.
Yeah, same. I'm enjoying your company, but
I'd love to be out there. I'm just nowhere near good enough.
Again, though, I question the changes being made now to bring up third man. I question why they are going that short tactic with just the one out on the leg side. So they have made that change, whether he now targets in and around the rib cage. If you go too short, it's just going to get picked up over fine leg, isn't it? So
all backed away because all the fielders are inside on the offside as well. Exactly what he does.
And he's gone for it.
Well, it's almost like we knew it was going to happen. Watch a bit of cricket.
Yeah.
That's 4. It's in the slot too. Like, give yourself a bit of room. The way these boys are hitting them, which is so clean.
Yep.
All you need to do at the beautiful DXC Arena, this perfect outfield, get it over, use the pace. And the bats nowadays too, they're fairly handy. How far would Viv Richards hit it if he had a new Kookaburra or Gray Nichols in his hand?
I loved throughout my career hearing the old stories of Dennis Lilly and Jeff Thompson and how fast and how good they would have hit the ball. It is incredible. Again, going back to last night watching the 100, you got people reverse ramping and ultra slow balls. So the game is evolving so much.
It's great to watch. It's entertaining every ball. And
just quickly here, Pete, we might see a game run away if the strikers keep this up. I think 26 off 2.4. The run rate is one a ball.
We are guaranteed now that they're going to be 9 down in the 20th over.
And that's what I wanted out of that comment.
I love the reverse crank from the head of cricket and NT.
We want a good game. Well,
the Chicago Kingsmen, I hope that's going to work. The reverse curse.
Yep.
They need something here. No wicket for 26. 16 balls into their innings.
Just takes 1 wicket.
This time goes with the ball, and that's going to fly down to the boundary as well for 4. They wanted a good power play. Well, the Adelaide strikers, they're the ones that are getting it. Another boundary.
Just probably stems back to what I was saying in the first innings. It's the intent of the batsman. I felt the Kingsmen just were a little bit lackluster with some of their shots. They were just happy to hit ones. You look at Jake Winter here, Mackenzie Harvey, who are actually moving around the crease, hitting the ball hard.
They're finding different zones.
Yeah, they are. And all of a sudden, Kugelein's changed his field 3 times. He's bowled 4 different balls in this over, so it just ruins his consistency.
Deep backward point goes out. Gives him some room, gives himself some room. Just asked the question, but was nowhere near that. No wicket for 30, another over of 12. The strikers are up and about. They only need 101 further runs from 17 overs on offer. So it's less than a run a ball now for them to miraculously come from 7th on the ladder with 1 innings of the tournament preliminary rounds to go. They chased down 175, and now they're well on top in their hope of reaching a final this afternoon. In the other semi-final, which is happening over at Gardens Oval, 5 for 66, the Pakistan Shaheens at the halfway mark. Nafay, who came in to keep 26 and 24, he's gone. Samad was run out. Skipper gone for 17 as well. So Ghazi Gori, in fact, they've just lost another wicket, 6 for 66. So Scorchers and Strikers, the two academy sides in the semi-finals, both well on top in their respective semi-finals. We're going to see a little bit of spin, and we mentioned how important it's going to be. Milan Kumar, who made a good 26 and then gave it away. Now it's his job with the ball.
Hey.
And gone! He's done it first ball!
There we go.
He's knocked Harvey over for 5. The commentator's curse has happened. Harvey gone, and it's 1 for 30. There's still plenty of cricket to be played here at DXC Arena.
Yeah, just getting on with the arm there. Mackenzie Harvey going to the leg side to try and open up that offside field. As we saw with Wadi as well, just very effective if you bring those stumps into play and target, you know, that extra skid. So, here we go.
Yesterday's flowers become today's fertiliser.
Yeah, oh, I like that.
Through he goes.
Just beat that inside edge, didn't it, Pete?
And this is cricket to a nutshell. How does a guy look like $1 million, look like he had no idea against an off spinner? But well bowled from Kumar. Full credit to Milan Kumar. You've come on after 2 12-run overs. Your side needs you, and you've stood up, which brings Ryan King to the crease, who didn't play in yesterday's run chase.
Ryan, traditionally aggressive, I think might be a little bit slow to start off with against the spin, but if he gets going, he's probably in a similar mould to Jake Winter, where he does like to hit the boundary. Yeah, you're right about Mackenzie Harvey. I think naturally with the spinner, maybe you just try and give yourself a ball or two to understand what they're trying to do. I don't think Kumar was ever going to beat the outside edge there, so maybe Mackenzie was better just to stay in line with it and just bunt it down the ground, hopefully for 1, or just take the dot. But here we are, 1 for 30.
He's been on the Sackers radar for a long time, Ryan King.
He was contracted. I was in the squad with him. I think one of these guys who just dominates club cricket, hits the ball well, just probably struggled to adapt sometimes, especially in red ball cricket with the additional pace and consistency of line and length. But he's very young, so he's got plenty of time on his side to continue to rise up the charts.
4 years ago, as a 19-year-old, he had a rookie contract.
Yes. Yep.
Hasn't got one yet, but we know the season is not yet upon us, so there's always opportunities there. If you make runs, plenty of opportunities to be represented.
He has done that. He, for his local team, East Torrens, he consistently scores big hundreds, so well and truly on the radar.
He's going to have to hurry here, and a fumble. Oh, I reckon he might have been in trouble with a quick pick-up and throw. That's the sort of pressure that a couple of dot balls bring, though. Just that, and the wicket goes, and Winter wants to get off strike. And that was Muhammad Hassan Khan too, who we know is a gun fielder. Pressure gets to everyone at different times. Full and straight. This one smothered it. Cover. Well fielded.
It is good fielding, because it's amazing how a little bobble there and another single just takes the edge off. So, as you said,
keep the new batter on too.
Yeah, keep building this pressure. Oh, he's gone the same shot as Harvey.
And just off balance too.
Risky, very risky.
And all of a sudden now, the wicket falls and the Kingsmen are backing up and about.
Did you go Hassan Khan the other end? Yep. Looks like spin is the play here.
Especially if the power plays over 2. Just give that a little bit more, and he just fumbles and they'll get a single. So the power play has been completed. 1 for 33, just the 3 runs coming from that over. Winter's 13, King is on 2. 1 for 33. At the same stage, not that it matters, but the Kingsmen were 2 for 29, so not too far away. They just lost consistent wickets throughout the course of their innings. The biggest partnership was that of 40, the 3rd wicket. Aside from that, though, it just seemed like every time they felt like they were back on it, the striker struck again.
Yeah, they did. It
And
just
with
never.
a couple of soft wickets as well.
Yeah, it was. If they're gonna, achieve what they want to achieve, the Kingsman franchise, they'll look back at that batting effort and know that it wasn't good enough. So, still got a long way to go. But yeah, it certainly didn't put them in the position that they would have been hoping for.
It's actually going to be your man, Gullan McDussa, to bowl. And he has bowled from this end before, the Darwin International Airport end at DXC Arena. Top 20, the T20 Top End Series here, brought to you by NT Tourism.
I reckon a short ball, get it right.
He's right at him.
Yeah, I don't think King would be fancying a short ball early here.
And of course, a bit of protection as well. Backward point, cover mid-off and mid-wicket all inside the circle. A deep third, deep point, long on, deep square leg and deep fine leg. The 5 fielders outside the circle. So protection for that short ball. Short boundary might be of interest to King, but if it's pace on, it's going to hurry him up a bit.
Catch it.
It's off in the air. Good effort. Very good effort from the skipper, Hamad Azam. They'll scamper through for a single. There's no protection behind him, so he really needed to get there, and he did. In the air for quite some time too. Nothing like having a clay target range just behind your back as well.
Don't worry to the viewers, there's not carnage happening in the background. It's just organised clay shooting.
The whole of Marara, though, if there's any sport, it's here. This is the home of every sport.
It's beautiful. It's actually really nice to have all the peak sporting bodies in one area. It's a nice little hub for sport in the NT, so always something happening.
There's no run there. Well, footy at TIO Stadium, the hockey and athletics right next to it, the big basketball stadium, the netball courts which have been redone, and they look $1 million. Clay shooting, as we said, soccer and rugby represented as well. Fantastic idea. The space is here, facilities are here, and invite all the sports to come here and be a part of it. Speak to Tommy Boyd, ex-AFL player. They came up here for a carnival as well. Oh, that's short and quick, and that's gone over the keeper's head as well. That's going to go for 4 more buys. Oh, it's very hard, but Shian Jahin is trying to get up there, and he's mistimed his jump. Perhaps they are going at pace. He's got to stand close enough to get the edges. Let's have a look at this. It's flown. He did take off at the right time.
He did. It didn't get much air though. Oh, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because it's such a good ball. You're going to have heavier legs after a week and a half too. Yeah, it's such a good ball, and it just hurts when it goes for 4. So,
I mean, you may as well get smashed to the covers for 4.
Yeah,
you've beaten the batter.
Exactly right. Exactly.
Still goes for 4. That's a horrible delivery down leg side. That's the one that Winter would have wanted to get onto.
Yes.
The Kingsmen will still back themselves here, though. They've got so many good options with ball in hand. Just those balls, those good short balls going for 4. It just hurts. It hurts at any stage. It certainly hurts when you're defending 130. Madassa, though, he won't let that worry him. Genuine competitor goes round the wicket once again. And he beats Winter once more. There's only so much you can control here in Darwin. The Top End T20 series. Proudly brought to you by our friends at NT Tourism, the Northern Territory Government getting behind it as well. The major events department, of course, has got on board, which is important. Some great publicity. And these shots that have been broadcast around the world, and the stills as well, showing Darwin in all its glory. That's in at the batter again. Winter turns around the court. He runs the first one hard. He wants to come back for 2 and does come back for 2.
Great running.
That can turn 130 into what feels like 110, 115. Yep. Stealing a few runs if you like. 1 for 41. They get 8 off the over. Didn't really do anything. 1 for 41. Winter 15. King of 3. Have a look at that shot. I mean, for the first time ever, I'm seeing a few little clouds, but they're not going to have any effect whatsoever.
Might just give us a bit of a breeze, I think, which would be nice. But yeah, as you touched on, I think the outcomes, the imagery of the Top End series, I know Gav will be sitting there very, very thrilled. We'll get all of that in the wash in terms of viewership numbers and and broadcast, but you know, that we're super stoked with how this whole tournament's unfolded. So,
admittedly, you say Gav's going to sit there. I haven't seen him sit down. I haven't seen anyone. This is the most I've seen you sit down as well.
Yeah, that's very fair. That's very fair. And you're working very hard too. So we do all push ourselves to the limit. And as you said, we've brought in the big guns in yourself and a few others to try and amplify the experience. But yeah, it's been great. It's been a great 2 weeks.
If you're going to be part of a team that's working that hard, you can't then just sit there and say, hey, well done, you're working hard.
Yep.
You're either part of it or you're not.
Yeah, for sure.
Kumar, 1 for 3, beat the bat on occasion.
Oh, we're bold.
He's looking to do it again. He's really attacking those stumps. Well played from King. Got time up their sleeve. They need to run a ball here, the strikers.
I just don't like it, Pete. I just don't like showing your stumps here.
You can get inside that and push it to the leg side where there's no one in front of
100%.
square in the circle.
He's only trying to get you out one way, and that's bold. And they're almost playing into his hands by showing him all 3 stumps. So exactly right. Just step across, hit a single, get the right hander on strike.
Slower, and does it again.
Kumar's not going to be as effective to the right arm, to the right hand batsman. So I think the lefties need to be aware of this. It's just game smarts. There we
And
go.
gone!
Just always happening.
It's not a huge surprise.
We've
We've called it from 4 balls out. King gone for 3. Not the smartest batting, it must be said. 2 for 42, and this game is well and truly alive despite a few big batters coming in for the strikers. The Kingsmen, they're going to back themselves in, and they're going to be up and about after 3 dot balls and a wicket, which you could read like a book.
Absolutely. I think it's, you know, the strikers' change room would be shaking their head there because it's 4 balls in a row of the same thing, plus Mackenzie Harvey in a similar fashion. So, fortunately, we've got the sweepologist coming to the crease. If anyone's going to know how to handle some part-time or better than part-time off-spin, it's going to be this man. So, yeah, big partnership though. Left-hander coming in next in Nielsen. So, just what the Kingsman ordered.
Mustn't have been an iron in Alex Ross's room. He couldn't get the iron to get the number on his back. Superstition though, because he would have batted it without a number on and goes, right, I'm all right here.
He was probably out catching barramundi or on the golf course and put the iron away for the day. So
I was going to say got the iron out, but it was over at the golf course.
Yeah, that iron, yeah.
So Alex Ross comes in. I mean, it's a semi-final. Of course there's pressure on. There always is. Regardless of where you are in the world and what you're doing. If you're playing finals and you want to play to win, there's always pressure. But a run a ball for 15 overs, 14 and a half overs, shouldn't be too much to ask for the strikers. But they're 2 down now. And even Ross is a little watchful at the start of his innings. Wickets though, wickets and dot balls bring the Kingsmen, brings their voice back into it as well.
For sure. I think it's smart though from Alex. He knows he can take his time.
Just pushes into the leg side.
That's all we needed from Harvey and King, wasn't it? Just play straight, manipulate the ball for 1.
So he gets the single. It's the only run from the over. Kumar, 2 for 4 off his 2 overs. And the strikers going at 7 and over. They're 2 for 42. Winter looking good at runnable 15. Ross just joining him at the crease, 1 from 2. Kumar though, look at that. 2 overs, 2 for 4. Both Madassa and Kugline though, yes, their figures are okay, but both bowled quick bounces that went for 4.
Yep.
And Madassa even more so, bowled a leg side, one was 4 leg by. So those extras, 18 extras in 6 overs. That's
hurts.
too many.
That does hurt, doesn't it?
And it's going to look bad against the keeper. I don't necessarily think one of them was his fault.
Yeah, and the leg bias, obviously, they were poor balls. They should have gone for 4 off the bat anyway. They were well and truly down leg side. So Hassan Khan here, this is the man. I would have gone the quick. They may not know, but you know, obviously Alex is probably more comfortable against spin. If he had a quick zingy one past his nose early, would have been interesting. But also got probably the best bowler on now. So
and there he goes, sweeping away for 1. Winter, now he's 15 from 16. He's been out there since the start.
Keeper starting to get vocal here. I think
he's a very vocal keeper.
Those 2 wickets though. That's what it does. It just brings the Kingsmen into the game. Yeah, if they're 1 or none, you're probably not hearing the keeper at this stage. So
Oh, I'm not sure about that with
yeah,
Shahan Jenga.
that's true. That's
From
true.
what we've been told, Timmy Oakley might have given him a little send-off, and then the exact same send-off came every way for all the batters.
Oh, silly from Timmy.
Don't do that.
Don't
Do that early.
Don't poke the beast. Well, it's not a great ball.
Not when you're chasing. Don't be doing this when you're chasing. 2 for 44 now. A couple of singles to get them going. What can Khan do? Got big raps on him. Of course, this is the second semi-finals. They scamper through for a quick single. Over happening at Gardens. 9 for 76, Pakistan Shaheens. They needed 156. I'm not sure. The last partnership have got 80 in them. Scorchers. And the Scorchers, not only will they be happy winning the game, Keaton Critchell with 4 for 11, including a maiden. They'll be happy that the game might end prematurely. Jump on the bus, have a little shower in the change room, get ready.
Yeah, when NT came up against the Scorchers, I looked at their list. They're all very good players. They're all in and around that. Ooh,
That's hit very hard.
Good fielding. A lot of the Perth players are either on WA or Perth contracts. They're probably
Aren't they the same thing on occasion?
Yeah, you have both.
Oh, sorry, I meant the same contract. That's a different conversation to have.
Yeah, WA, and you do have to technically split them apart. But, you know, they're younger players, some of them, but then you've got the older heads in Crouch and Kelly, Rocket Choli. So I think across the board, they're just a really solid, well-rounded team. Again, probably just not floated through the tournament, but certainly haven't been
under the radar.
Under the radar, that's probably the best way.
Have.
And they'll get into the final, and if they play like they've obviously played in the semi-final, there'll be a red-hot chance.
They were the second team to qualify for the finals at 4 and 2. 6 singles off the over, which makes it a good over from Mohammad Hassan Khan, but also a solid over from the striker's point of view. He didn't really put the fear into any of the batters. There wasn't anything sort of untoward that was happening.
No, that's right, and I guess that's the price you pay with a lower score on the board. Is there isn't that pressure on Ross and Winter to have to take on the big shot, and as I said, Ross has certainly got the level head here just to bunt round the singles, tick off the runs one by one. Ultimately, it's going to force the Kingsmen to create the game. So
Umar Khan now coming on.
bowling change.
Yeah, Umar Khan who made a first ball duck, so he's got to do something with the ball here. And this one's laid out onto the offside. He does hit the ball hard. Winter, he's 19 from 20. Doing the job he needs to do because we know he can accelerate. He hit 4 boundaries in the space of an over and a half before he got out in the chase last night. He does hit the ball very, very hard. Push on the offside, and you can hear the Kingsman up and about here. Just slowed it down a touch. No wicket for 30 after 3. They've taken 2 for 18 from the last 4 overs.
Another wicket here, and we'll be getting wind viz up, I reckon.
Ooh, we look forward to that.
If it's Ross. Well, actually, they're both as good as each other, aren't they? So there's probably no preferable wicket.
It's been a huge investment into wind viz up here in NT cricket. Backs away, and this time finds the gap. Still leaving the stumps exposed. So backing the hand-eye here, well kept from Shahan. He's been good with the gloves. He's been good with his energy. Missed out with the bat today, but still wants to influence the game any way he can. 2 for 50. This one pushed onto the leg side. It'll just be one. That's good gap finding from Winter. A good straight delivery, but no one inside the circle on the leg side, so there's always one there, at least one.
Seen that run rate required slowly creeping up. It's still very manageable at 6.58, but it seems like the spinners are doing a nice job here of just tidying it up. Oh, we might get a tighter run. I guess the strikers can just cruise though for a couple and then just back themselves to hit through the surge and finish strongly. But yeah, I'd love to see, from a neutral perspective, I'd love to see a third and maybe a fourth here, just to create a bit of a game.
It's not much of a game happening over at Gardens Oval. It's 9 for 79, 9 for 83. They just hit a boundary off the last ball. They need 73 runs from 36 balls. Pakistan Shaheens, Perth Scorchers, not just in the driver's seat, they're in the passenger seat as well. Adelaide Strikers here, 2 for 52, seemingly cruising, requiring a further 79 from 72 deliveries. Once again, it's Hassan Khan from the Darwin International Airport end. Deep mid-wicket, long on, long off, all back.
Catch. No.
It's going to be one, an inside edge. Not Ross's greatest shot. Pretty messy cricket all around, really.
Let's delete that last ball, I think, from our cricketing history. Be interesting for Pakistan. They will walk away disappointed, I feel. Two back-to-back semis. Strong team, as always. So seems like without seeing the highlights that they've just put in a bit of a shocker in the semi.
Well, they had Perth Scorchers 6 for 69
Yeah.
at the halfway mark of their overs.
It's a big swing. It's a big swing in
I'd
the
like
game.
to have seen Whitfield over there.
Yeah.
That would have been blowing with the breeze.
Yep.
2 for 54.
Catch it.
Hits it in the air. Just upishly played, but safe down the ground.
Seen a little bit more intent this over from Ross. Has come down the wicket twice, hit the ball in the air. They've both been skewed, but might have some action coming our way, one way or the other.
We're going to take the mid-wicket who is inside the circle, is going to come across the offside. So we've got a 6-3 field now. Short catching mid-off. Level with the stumps. At least they're trying something, the Kingsmen. Not just letting the game float along like we thought they did with the bat a little bit. Trying to manufacture a wicket here, change, getting the eye line of Winter perhaps.
Catch it.
Hits it in the air, but hits this to long off.
Oh
What
my
a catch!
God, that's a ripper.
What a catch that is!
Wow.
That's an absolute beauty for Milan Kumar. Diving at full stretch on the boundary. Winner can't believe it. And the Kingsmen,
Jeez, he's
the
done
American
well to
showmen, they're doing their job.
How's he stayed in the field there? I think naturally his body weight was taking him back with the catch. He's done well, let alone to catch it, but to not fall over the boundary rope, sensational from Milan Kumar. And I said with Ross, it looked like this over, for whatever reason, they decided that they wanted to take it on. Maybe the 2 or 3 overs before that were a little bit slow for their liking. Here we see Kumar.
Have a look at that, and stayed inside the rope beautifully, and wasn't he happy, and
He's very
deservedly
happy.
so. Winter gone for 21, Kumar with a wonderful catch. And the 3rd wicket falls. The Kingsmen, the neutral, are happy.
Yep.
That's a wonderful catch.
West Coast might be having a look at that. Some of their scouts could see Milan Kumar in the forward pocket with that sort of marking. So that's a game changer, isn't it? We saw strikers drop 3 or 4 relatively easy catches. The Kingsmen obviously can't afford to do that with their total on the board. So Kumar stepped up there. He's been good with bat and ball, but that catch could be, you know, a big moment in this game. And it brings the left hand, or brings the right hander. We've gone Harry Manenti here.
Harry Manenti's come in, yep. Kumar takes the catch, got a nice little smile on his face too, and doesn't that just bring a voice? You make sure that your teammates know that you've just taken a hanger. And he is up and about. It's great to take a catch, but it gets the wicket for the team too. Manenti now.
How was that?
Struck
How
at
was
the
that?
pad.
How was that?
Huge appeal, probably just missing. Manenti just indicating it's going down leg side. It's not really up to him to decide what's happening, but a wicket. 3 for 55. And yet again, we've seen 2 for 14 from the last 4 overs. The comeback is on. The comeback is real.
I like it. Here we go. We see the replay.
Yeah, that's
sliding down. Yeah, good call from local Rob Stewart. He's
very relaxed man, Rob.
He's giving the thumbs up as well. He's obviously happy with his decision there. So
Most umpires are.
yeah.
They do go back and listen to the commentary
No,
though.
no, I know Rob. Rob has just been added to the state territory umpire panel for this year, so a
That's
big
great.
achievement for a local
Yeah.
umpire. And I know he did a second 11 game last year for the first time, and hopefully there's some higher honours for Rob. So he certainly will be reviewing every decision he's one that we've got high hopes for in the umpire match official space.
Well, you got that one right. Yumo Khan. The reverse.
Oh,
It's come off the pad. They're going to scramble through, and that'll be off the glove.
it's all happening here.
In case the umpire.
It's all happening.
The breeze has picked up as well. Even the weather wants to be involved in today's game.
Little watch here. Alex Ross is just stretching that groin a couple times, so doesn't look like he's comfortable here.
No, it's not what you want, especially if you're trying to play back-to-back games, and the back game is the final.
Yeah.
There's plenty of voice now from the Kingsmen. Are they up about 2 for 14 from the last 4 overs? They've got every reason to be. This one pushed to the leg side. It'll just be a single. Watchful Manenti. We know he can put them on the roof. It's not necessarily what's required, but it certainly would swing the momentum back in the striker's favour, because at the moment, there's just a few questions being asked from the Chicago Kingsmen.
Certainly. Feel a little momentum shift here. And again, as we saw on the replay there, good call from Imam Muhammad there. Definitely hit Ross's glove. So composure from the umpires under Kingsman pressure.
Amal Azam would be happy too, the skipper.
Okay.
Backs away, and this is a genuine nick. That's going to race down to the boundary for 4. Cricket's not a fair game.
No.
Nick Winter, the bowler, suggests that's always going to be the case. It's a batter's game, and even the edges go for 4.
Yeah, that's right. It's unfair. I just wonder, Ross had been going to that sweep shot. He's stayed up and just tried to go inside out over cover here. So I wonder if that's that groin and a reluctance maybe to start getting down into the sweeping position. We'll see over the next few balls, but still a bit of a hobble there.
Yeah, walking a little bit gingerly as
Yeah.
the fly tries to take over my comms position. But a boundary nonetheless. Strikers probably needed that to release the pressure valve.
Oh no, that's not gonna.
There wasn't a run there. Like Manenti's enthusiasm, probably just got to wait for the single to actually be on offer. It's a good battle now. It is a genuine battle too. 3 for 61. Goes down, tries to hit this through point and does so successfully, but there's protection on the offside boundary. 3 for 62. Ross not looking 100%.
No, and since he hurt that hip, yeah, he's just called for the trainer here. He hasn't played his favourite sweep since hurting himself, so might be a little bit of a pivotal moment here in the game.
Manenti
Great
has
fielding.
weighed on, and
Great
good fielding again. They have lifted in the field as well. 7 from the over, including that edged boundary. So we're halfway through. At the same stage, the Chicago Kingsmen were 3 for 69. Adelaide Strikers are 3 for 62. Admittedly, the Kingsmen didn't even bat out their 20 overs.
Yeah, there's no way the Strikers can have as bad a back 10 as what the Kingsmen did. I think they would be extremely disappointed in how they finish their innings from here on in, with multiple wickets in these first few overs after the innings, mid-innings break. But
we see that 16th over. They took 20 from that over to be 6 for 114. And then they lost 4 for 16.
Yep.
And it all went wrong. So we're halfway through the allotted overs. Strikers, of course, have their power surge to call at any time from this point onwards. That's why he hits this, hits it high and long and very, very handsome. It's bounced into the airport. That's almost as handsome as the head of cricket at NT Cricket. That is a good shot. Ross, with a little bit of a twinge, probably wants to get this done as quickly as he can. Well, that's one way to do it.
yeah, and that's gone out of the ground for the viewers that can't see. So it's bounced over the boundary rope. So replacement ball coming in shortly, no doubt. But he's made that look very easy, hasn't he? He's cleared the rope by a good 20 metres there.
So 1 ball into the 11th over. We've got drinks coming out for the fielders. We've got drinks coming out for the umpires. We've got a physio coming out for Alex Ross, and we've got a new basket of balls. Keep bringing it. We're not getting that ball back. No one's going to jump into the protected zone of a RAAF base, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah,
In
in Darwin, you just stay well out of the woods,
I would have thought that's fairly dry too.
Yeah.
What do you think's crawling behind there?
I'll never know.
No,
I'll never know.
You and me both.
Don't stray too far out of the inner city and air conditioned
I don't want to say that looks can be deceiving, and this is the opposite of that, but that is probably true.
Yep.
And that is said with genuine knowledge of the same sort of registration plates.
Yep.
Good shot from Ross. Look at those 4 dots almost in succession there to end the Kingsman innings. You now think, what would another 15 or 20 or 25 runs do?
I think that the real pain point for the Kingsmen was 10, 11, 12 there. I think they actually got themselves into a decent position, and it was those middle order batters that just failed to go on with the job. You're never going to get much out of the tail, so the last 3, you almost just wipe off. But yeah, 10, 11, 12 overs where they lost from 2 for 66 to, I think it was 5 for 75 they were. So that was the game if it does end up going in the strikers' favour.
The game's still going out at Gardens Oval as well. The final pair have put on 25 so far. They're 9 for 100.
They couldn't, could they?
They couldn't. They still need another 56 from 4 overs with 10 and Jack batting. Having said that, if anyone can get out of it, the way they got out of the Nepal game to book their spot in the finals, they defended 2 from the last 4 deliveries.
Yeah. I would love to see Pakistan in the final, just from what their crowd would bring. I think the Nepalese, Bangladesh, Pakistan especially have just brought such a vibrancy to this year's top end series. We've seen consistently in and around 1,000 spectators for their matches, so
it's been amazing.
It has been amazing.
So the 6, it seemed a long time ago, probably because it was. That was the last delivery. Tossed up, and this one's hit over cover for 4. Alex Ross, he may not be feeling 100%, but he's still hitting them beautifully. 6 and 4, and this changes the equation amazingly in the striker's favour, especially with that surge up for grabs too. Beautiful hitting.
It's the class difference, isn't it, though? You look at how Rossi's handled some of these shots. Quicker,
flatter. Minetti wants to get through and does. Get through for the single there with the bails off, but he's comfortably home. I think that groin strain is just changing the way Ross wants to play, though, because he's normally down on one knee as the bowler's running in for those sweep shots, either reverse or traditional. 3 for 73, though, 11 from the first 3 balls. That also takes the pressure off Harry Minetti. He just strikes it nicely for 1 down to long off. 131. Only a further 57 that's required for strikers. It's not many.
No, it's not many, and without getting too far ahead, you look at their squad, they don't actually have a recognised batsman as their 12th or 13th. So
that's in the end, that's gone miles as well! My goodness, that's going to stay inside the arena at least, so it doesn't need a passport. But a good shot from Ross. He's decided this is the over. And it was fair to say until now, can't have been bowling really quite well and quite tidily, but 18 from the first 5 deliveries. This has changed the complexion of the game completely.
For sure.
And how flat the Kingsmen don't sound because we can't hear them.
Yeah, might be all she wrote. I'm going with the commentator's curse there again, but it's it just takes 1 or 2 big overs. Rossi's delivering that, whether his groin's forcing him to play this way or not, he's still clearing the fence with ease. So pressure right on the Kingsmen now. They need a bit of a miracle here, someone to step up, maybe go back to a quick bowler and try a few short balls.
Tries to hit this one through point and ambles down the crease for 1. He'll also keep the strike, which is important too. 3 for 81, 19 from that over. It's not even the biggest over we've seen today, but it's the biggest of the striker's innings and probably the most crucial as Ross moves to 32 from 20, Manenti 2 from 4, 3 for 81 after 11 overs. And the strikers require 50 from 54. A relatively easy ask in normal conditions.
Yeah, the strikers will be backing themselves in from here. Shouldn't lose from this position. So
Matthew Kelly has 2 for 8 for the Perth Scorchers over at Gardens Oval. But they need 1 more. 9 for 106, the Shaheens. Hanging on, skin of the teeth type stuff There's another single to Ross. Moves to 33, 3 for 82. .49 required. Oh, I thought Benetti was just... He was winding up there to pop one onto NT Cricket Office.
Smart cricket.
It is.
I think he just needs to just keep, as he's doing, just keep rotating the strike. Rossi's got the red hot hand at the moment, so just get off strike.
Ross hits it well behind point. That's going to fly away for another boundary. Gave himself a little bit of room. There wasn't necessarily much on offer from Khan, but Alex Ross, when he's in this type of mood, he's looking to put every ball to the boundary and maybe just get a little bit of physio time before the final this evening. It doesn't look like he's moving at 100%.
No, it doesn't, but if you beat the infield here, you don't have to run anyway, so that's his new strategy. As I was just about to say before he launched the 6 down the ground, if you look at their squad, they don't have a recognised batsman who's not playing, so he's going to have to push through, the captain. He'll have to line up for the final, maybe just gets himself in at short cover or first slip for the first little bit. He's good enough on one leg at the moment though, so...
Well, that would be the one that he would sweep normally.
Yeah.
That's genuinely in the Alex Ross wheelhouse. 3 for 87. Talk about plan B. I don't think plan B was doing your groin and having to put up with the pain as you guide your team to victory. That one's a little wide. He doesn't swing. Well bowled from Khan. Khan here hasn't got a wicket in this innings. He'll be aiming at those stumps as well. That's played comfortably through the offside. I mean, in Milik, Alex Ross running doesn't always look comfortable anyway when he's 100% fit.
He's certainly ginger though, we can tell here.
You can tell.
And this is where I would go to the quicks. Just start getting that faster foot movement from Ross, get a few short ones, maybe chuck in a Yorker. I think otherwise the game's just going to, yeah, as we see on the screen, Perth have taken that 10th wicket, which is...
They have Jackson taking the last wicket. Bryce Jackson finished with 2 for 14. They've knocked Pakistan over for 107. So Perth Scorchers will be here this afternoon at 4 o'clock, less than 3 hours away. Who will be their opponent? It looks, for all intents and purposes, like the Adelaide Strikers. However, we know that Chicago Kingsmen, they are competitors, if nothing else. They're good cricketers, we know that too. They finished on top for a reason, and there's going to be a change in the bowling. Asif Mahmood, who came into this game, he didn't play yesterday, had a break. But he is a very good cricketer. Player of the match the other day, a couple of wickets. Hit a couple of big tommies in the chase as well. That's hit through point for 1. Ross moves to 39, 3 for 89. So the pressure on the Kingsmen now. We know the Perth Scorchers are through. What a win that is. Pakistan Shaheens falling at the penultimate hurdle 2 years in a row.
I wouldn't have, not that we're allowed to bet, but I wouldn't have put my money on an all BBL Academy final when I saw the teams come out at the start of the tournament, but just played the better cricket, I guess, in the end.
Yeah, turn that round the corner for 1. They're going to come back for 2 as it's picked up just inside circle. No, there's plenty of the crowd the other night getting on their Bet365 account and probably against you. I mean, the odds were certainly in the Paul's favour the other night. They didn't get the job done, so Pakistan were happy, but their run has come to an end. Perth Scorchers through.
It's been a pleasure, though, to work with and see the Pakistan team. So, know they see high value in this, and we'll be hoping they come back next year. Strong Pakistan contingent within Darwin as well, who love seeing their team come out and play. I know that Nitesh, their team liaison officer, has been superb to work with, and that there have been strength in numbers right throughout the tournament. So
Has the word been put out to Chicago Kingsmen to come back again?
Oh, open arms to everyone who's played this year. I think it's been a great tournament. Hopefully, you know, it's their first time playing in Darwin, so not as strong a crowd as... Just bunted out there to deep cover for one. Obviously, they don't bring the same numbers as what Nepal and Bangladesh and Pakistan did, but I've seen a few American flags being waved around, and I think with a semi-final appearance this year, hopefully build on that with both performances and crowd numbers for next year.
Can we get onto the base, the American base that's here?
There was talk about that.
We
actually thought for a media launch whether we could bring in, obviously there's always a strong US defence presence in Darwin. I think if you get me in a fighter jet, I'll happily do some promo for them. So.
And that's hit over cover, or over backward point I should say, but there's protection there on the boundary. Ross moves to 40, 3 for 93. So as head of NT Cricket, it's your job to make sure you're the face of NT Cricket, is that what we're saying?
No, I'll let Gav do that. But no, certainly Gav and I work quite closely with these teams, and Geordie from a logistics perspective work quite closely with these teams. We obviously walk away from this tournament, we'll start reviewing and planning for next year, and then I think it's a case of towards the back end of this year just locking in who's actually going to be there so we can start that planning process again for 26. Oh, that looked close.
A little appeal, just got some bat on it, which was important. It was well bowled from Mahmood, a little bit quicker as well. So 5 from it. You asked for a quick bowl to come on. It's exactly what's happened. 3 for 93. So after a couple of good overs, the strike has just been reined in a touch, but you'd still say with 38 required from 42, they're well on top, and with Alex Ross at the top of the order as well. The big thing for everyone also is just locking in those dates and times, isn't it? Saying this is the week and a half we're playing, starting on a Thursday if it happens to be, and through to the following Sunday. It's the perfect time frame, and then sort of cramming as many matches as you can, logistically and physically.
Yeah, for sure. It obviously had a slight little pushback this year with the 2 T20 internationals, so ultimately we need to leave ourselves somewhat flexible as we continue to push for more international games. But I think this window works beautifully, speaking to the teams. They're at the back end of their pre-season, so they're ready to get into match mode. Any earlier, I don't think some of the quick bowlers would be ready. So I think we've found
that's a really
nice
important
little...
part. Yeah, that's a great piece of knowledge to have from the teams and the feedback. Ross, his back sweep. Oh no, he's hurt. He's genuinely hurting.
Yeah, put the sweep away, I reckon.
It's the first one he's attempted since sort of that twinge. I reckon it might be the last one we see. If you're long on and long off, I'd be getting ready, because that's where he's going to want to hit him. Hit him straight. Stand up and try and hit him.
Yep.
If you don't quite get it, we've seen so many catches in those positions. Having said that, if he hits him like he did down to the Darwin International Airport end, it won't matter.
There's no catching those ones.
Speaking of hitting it hard, those couple that Menenti put on the roof last night, he's playing it safe at the minute, but he might get the tap on the shoulder from his skipper saying,
Your turn.
Are you ready?
Your turn, yeah.
Because if you're ready and it's power surge time, let's go. They're not going to call it whilst they need less than a run of ball.
I was just about to say that. I think
wouldn't make any sense.
I wouldn't take it, because the only thing you're going to do is bring the field up. So you're creating unnecessary pressure. But you know, maybe in a round game, I know some teams were exploring in the round games with trying different scenarios. So a few would, you know, go in with different batting orders or call the surge at different areas. But I'd say, given it's a semi-final, you just keep bunting it around, get the victory, and get Alex Ross on the massage table as soon as possible.
I don't have any specific injuries, but if there's a spare masseuse around, I'm happy to lie down for an hour in between games.
I'm also not sure how you treat a sore groin either.
No. Well, it's just... Oh, that's a great shot. Over cover, off one leg. Well, it's just a bit of manipulation, maybe a little injection and some painkillers, and...
I'm not sure the touring parties would have that capability. I think a few anti-inflammatories and...
You're saying a couple of Nurofen and wash it down with the Gatorade and we're done.
Yeah, maybe
good luck, Alex.
A quick rub, but be careful. Yeah.
Because you don't want any penetration, like where it hurts. If you start rubbing, it just inflames it more.
And it's going to be tricky when he cools down to inevitably warm back up again. I think that's sometimes with injuries, you can actually just continue going while your body's warm. See the physio running out, or just a drink running out again. So, yeah, it'll be a tricky one to manage for us. I think
yours can't get on the bike. Because it stretches out.
Yeah, the pain will kick in. But with one game to go, you probably just get through, don't you? And
3 for 99. Well, it's not us who have to. So, yeah, we say, of course, we want our best players playing. 3 for 99, 32 to win from 36 deliveries. They're going to take the power surge. They're going to take it, and it may also be, whilst we're seeing them okay, let's clear the fielders. Harry Nielsen can hit them, we know that. Tom O'Connell came in, hit a 6 and went out last night. So, they've got some hitters. There's no doubt about that. 32 to win. And all they need is one big over, and it's curtains for Chicago Kingsmen. And they'll go the other way. Let's bring the field in, and let's try and take wicket-taking deliveries.
Yep. It's been one of the better innovations in the Big Bash, I think, that's actually stuck around. It keeps the game exciting in these back 10 overs where anything can happen, and I think we've seen a general trend that it favours the bowling team in the end, who take 1 or 2 wickets, and that pressure builds. So,
has there been a push for the 6-over power play to come back at the top?
I think a push from the opening batsman for sure.
Yes.
That's about it.
Just get the one, get Ross on strike. He's not going to take a ping at the stumps.
Yeah,
that brings up the 100 for the strikers. The 100 coming from 85 deliveries.
I also wonder if there's any inkling here from Ross to just call the surge and just try and hit out a little bit, because he's probably sick of running, bring the field in and just almost hit out or get out in some ways and save himself from a little bit of pain. So,
without speaking out of school, because we are the ones who pick the player of the match, you dare say that he's got one hand on the trophy at the minute. Hit that very, very high. It is hit out or get out, and this is the out part.
Oh, he's giving
Ross gone. He's told he's given a bit of a send-off, which is interesting when the other side needs 32 to win, or 31 to win. Not quite sure Alex Ross would appreciate the commentary there, but he's gone for 45. And the old head of cricket of NT, Nick Winter, has joined me, may just have a bit more work to do after this game.
All fun and games, that semi-final. We'll let that one slide, I think. It's. I mean, again, Kumar, 73, with the catch. It's an easy catch, but it's not an easy catch. They drop that, and it is game over. So, sorry, it was the captain there, wasn't it?
Yeah, skipper. He's been good today.
He has been good. But a crucial breakthrough. You just never know. Obviously, Nielsen comes to the crease now with the field up. Looks unlikely, but...
Well, inevitably, power surge overs always in at least one wicket. Even when there's runs, there's wickets. We saw 33 come from the Kingsmen's power surge, and they lost a wicket as well. So Ross is out, and in case you didn't know it, Mahmood made sure he knew about it. If you're well on top, that's usually when the sprays and the send-offs happen.
Wants the boys fired up, doesn't he? I think it's a crucial point in the game, and obviously Mahmood's passionate. He's just taken the key wicket to hopefully get his Kingsman team back into the game. So
one more would make it interesting.
Very interesting.
It's a full toss, and Nielsen bunts it back down the wicket.
Probably actually works in the Kingsman's favour here, that it almost forces them to bring the field up. It would be awkward if they, had 4, 5 out and Nielsen could just bunt it down the ground. So it could be a blessing in disguise. Which is where those wickets, we talk about having wickets in hand, but inevitably the power surge brings wickets. And it's because the field is in. They're in catching positions. Makes you think why teams don't do it more when they don't have to. Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's hit backward of square. It'll only be the single. So Manenti, who's played the lesser hand whilst Ross was going, he's 8 from 11, but he's been seeing them well. He hasn't taken any chances. He now has the chance to stamp his authority on this game. 30 required. And there's 32 balls remaining in the innings. It's a runner ball. It's 6 wickets in hand. A spot against the Perth Scorchers in the final up for grabs. Mahmood gets another one here, though. He may have a long afternoon. He's fired up. He wants to be part of this. Asif Mahmood. That's quick and beautiful shot. The ramp over fine leg. Sort of picks up a bit of speed as well on this gorgeous surface at DXC Arena. Harry Minetti seems like the sort of fella just let him know that that's gone for 4-2 just quietly as he walked past.
It's a shot we didn't see in the first innings, actually. A couple of times they just kept trying to play those shots down the ground to where the strikers had the field set. So it's smart. It's actually a high percentage shot these days with how good the batters are.
And how often they practice it too.
Yeah.
That's a really nice
10 years ago, people would have had heart in mouths, but
it just takes a lot of courage as well as skill.
But it just makes it so hard to bowl to. You can't have fielders everywhere, and if you put fine leg back, he'll hit you over your head. So
this time, Minetti just bunts it, gets a single.
Oh,
almost thrown at Harry Nielsen then. The good part about that is that he had to avoid the ball and they couldn't come back for 2.
Yeah.
But Minetti, I think, wanted strike as well with that short boundary. Now, if you're in the field, if you're in the NT cricket office and you're listening here, look out because he's done it before. He's 13 from 13, 4 for 106, 7 from that power surge over, which isn't enough, but it is enough in context.
Certainly. We've gone to Scotty Kugelline here, so they've gone for the X Factor man.
Well, we saw his quicker ball was quick.
Yeah, I'd be testing Harry Nielsen out. And again, we look down at that scorecard, we see the 18 extras, how big a difference that makes. If you shaved 18 off that total, we may be having a different conversation here, but...
It's the third top score.
Yeah.
So Minetti's 13 from 13. And yes, I'm pretty sure Chicago would have hung around and watched the game last night. Deep square leg and deep mid-wicket, and it is against the breeze today.
I'm bowling short. I'm bowling at his chest here.
And Kugelline pace on is quick.
Yeah, take it on. If you get hit for 6 over there, it's a good shot. You clap your hands.
Well, there's no tomorrow.
Well bowled.
It's gone the other way. It's gone full and straight, but still a good delivery. Also gets Nielsen on strike. He's only just come in, and being a left-hander, it means that he's hitting to the longer of the 2 boundary square.
Harry's one of my best friends, so I don't want to reveal too many of his secrets, but he's probably not going to try and send this one out of the park in his first few balls.
I'm not sure that's a secret. We've seen him play for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and I wonder how much the Kingsmen look into that. I know internally at the NT Strike team we reviewed some of the overseas players to try and get a feel for how they would approach the game. I'm not sure if they would know that about Harry, but again, I'd certainly be testing him out on the short ball here.
So short third is going to stay inside the boundary. He came down to a deep third. So maybe it is the offside and gliding as well. We've seen how he's very good with his angles.
His hands. And that's what Australian batsmen know. If you're not comfortable in clearing long on and long off, that's where you ramp and glide and flick and manoeuvre. So Harry's very good at that. That's his strength. Short
third and fine leg inside the circle.
Shot.
So he does exactly what you didn't say he's going to do, stand up and smash it to mid-wicket.
But it's if he hits that any better, he's out. So
it's a safe shot too.
It's a safe shot, yeah.
Good shot. Get off strike, get the one you need. Need less than 5 and over. You're not going to be overly concerned by that. We just know, though, that Harry Minetti, and being a big fella who can clear the rope, there's something about, we said it the other day, Nepal could have got 4 singles and won the game.
Yep.
No one ever thinks that when you need 4 off 4. Because you don't want it to go to the last ball, that's why, but 4 singles would have done it. Anyway, so here we are. And that's hit over fine leg. It's going to fall safely. They're going to get 1.
I thought that was sailing over short fine leg's head there, but
Kugelline having a bit of a laugh with Harry Minetti there as well.
It was a slow ball.
It was. He had the right idea. He just couldn't get enough on it to get over the short fine. It was inside the circle. I don't reckon this might be pace off. I reckon this might be quick. The keeper needs to know this too. Maybe just take half a step back. Hasn't worked twice for him.
Take the concrete boots off, you reckon?
It'd help.
Get aerial. It is
pace off, and that's through. Point for 4. Good shot, Harry Nielsen. I was going to say it was in his arc. That's in every batter's arc.
It's the one place you can't bowl, isn't it? If you're going to get hit for 4, you've got to make sure it's on the leg side. So,
you've got 5 fielders inside the circle and a few heads go down from the Kingsman.
Yep.
Just wondering what Kugelline was probably trying to do there. Pace off. Not that wide, but wide enough.
Wide enough. Harry's going to stay leg side, isn't he, with the
he's a well-balanced batter.
Yep.
He's looking for that pace on to glide. If he's all of a sudden he picks up the pace and length early, that is 4 every time. So another 7 from this over. Only 18 required now for the strikers to book their spot in the final. Sure, that's glided for 4. It's exactly what we said earlier on. Runs into the picket fence. The last 2 balls have been in fact 3 balls have been exactly what we said was going to happen. And unfortunately, from a Kingsman point of view, if you get it past that infield, it's 4 every time here at the home of cricket in Darwin.
Yeah, disappointing over, I guess. It's just, again, the width, isn't it? It's if he gets that in at the body, maybe he needs to come over the wicket, because coming around, it's just the angle in. Nielsen's just staying a little bit leg side there. But, I mean, the surge, they did lose the early wicket of Ross, but they've consolidated nicely.
They've got 18 from their 11 deliveries so far, with 1 still to come with the field up.
Just take the single here. I can get inside the line. Perfect.
Turns around the corner. He's going to
4.
take the 4. It's even more perfect than you thought, Nick. Again, it was the line that wasn't right. I mean, the margin for error is so slim, we know that, but Harry Nielsen turns it around the corner. He goes to 14 from 6. That's 4 for 121. Big over of 15. They take 22 from the surge. Not as big a surge as the Kingsmen, but didn't need to be. And now it is all over, bar the shouting for the strikers, who need 10 from the last 4 overs. They won't want to leave it till the last over, no doubt.
Well played from Harry there. I think he's showed his experience just to, as we said, manipulate the field, use the different angles. You don't have to beat short fine leg by, you know, more than a metre, and it's going to fly away for 4. So again, I just go back to that first innings. It didn't seem like the Kingsman batters were able to play some of those shots to the same level.
What I'd like to see here also, keep the field up.
I was just going to say, you can't win, can you? If you
they're not going to win giving Manenti singles. It's all his days. 15 from 15. He's batted beautifully.
Yep.
Beautifully insofar as read the game, knows what he needs to do. Nielsen's happy though, without taking any risk whatsoever. He's 14 from 6, and he's put this game beyond the Kingsmen.
The only thing I'm thinking here, Pete, is they've gone mid-on, mid-off up. They might just go heavy on the short ball, because they've moved their square fielders very square.
But then it makes
just
it fairly
gonna do
easy
this.
just to turn it off the hip for 1.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you got to make it at the head, don't you? So
4 for 122, 9 required, and we'll have our grand finalists. The Chicago Kingsmen. Both teams that'll be in the final would have won 5 games for the tournament. The problem for the Kingsmen is they won the wrong 5.
that's tournament cricket, though, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
You don't need to peak in rounds 1 to 5. You need to peak in the semi and final. So
get your ticket into the last day of cricket. They've been good for the competition. That's a beautiful shot back at a point. Nielsen striking them beautifully. His best friend doesn't know anything. What a gorgeous shot that was. He's 18 from 7.
Sorry, Harry.
He doesn't care. He's out there smashing him everywhere.
I'll tell him I put the reverse commentator curse on him. I wanted him to do well, and he's, you know, again, I think it's pretty juicy bowling, that, isn't it? Short and wide, cut shot. Any left-hander's going to hit that to the fence. Maybe not myself, but the top order left-handers. And what are they? 1 hit away?
One big hit away.
1 big hit away.
5 to win. Hits the cover drive. They're going to get 1 there.
That's
In
4.
fact, they're going to get more. It's going to race away. It's going to get to the boundary. It's a beautiful shot, and it is 4. Harry Nielsen. He's on 1 here. 22 from 8. I suppose he has had the helmet on. He's been keeping the whole time. If anyone needs and deserves a break, it's the keeper.
Yep.
His best mate didn't think he could do it.
I'm just watching the commentary if the other Kingsman keeper is giving him some positive or negative reinforcements here, but
I'm not sure you need any sort of feedback when you're 22 of 8 and you're going to lead your side into the final.
Yeah, exactly right. I wonder.
You can say whatever you like.
Yeah.
There's 1 to win. If they take 6 for none, we go to a super over. I've seen some strange things in cricket. I've never seen that.
They'll be a bit disappointed, won't they, the Kingsmen?
They'll be very disappointed.
They probably saved their worst performance for last year. They have been outstanding with bat and ball throughout the whole tournament. So
One to win here for the Strikers.
Wide.
Don't tell me. They've geared through. That's it. It's all over. And the Strikers book their spot into this afternoon's final of the top end T20 series, brought to you by NT Tourism. NT Tourism brought the Chicago Kingsmen over from America, but unfortunately their 5-zip record becomes 5-2 and they're bundled out in the semi-final. A great knock from the skipper, Alex Ross. Harry Nielsen towards the end as well. Bowling performance to savour for the Strikers too. And as you say, unfortunately for the Chicago Kingsmen, their worst performance is their final performance. And the final will be Adelaide Strikers taking on their neighbours, the Perth Scorchers.
Look forward to it, Pete. Thank you for having me. I'll be having a Coke Zero listening to you call what's hopefully a great game between two very deserving teams. So, yeah, agree with you around the Kingsman sentiment. But, yeah, looking forward to the finish of a great tournament.
A wonderful tournament indeed as we watch some of the highlights, and mostly towards the end, it was Alex Ross, our player of the match, who was the difference between the two teams. He's aggressive, and even with his injury, he still kept going, and he won the game for the Strikers, but just as importantly, took the game away from the Kingsmen.
Yeah, for sure. He showed his experience again. We were calling for a captain's knock in the first innings, and it actually came in the second innings there. So, well done to Rossi and the Adelaide boys. Hopefully he gets up for the final, and we see a full-strength Perth and Adelaide team go at each other.
It's not going to be a huge gap. We're back here in 2.5 hours to do it all again. The Adelaide Strikers, off the back of 45 from 33 of Alex Ross and some good hitting towards the end from Harry Nielsen. Strikers are through to their consecutive, I mean, that's unbelievable as well. They've done the same thing twice in a row. They've got enough run rate, consecutive top-end T20 series finals. We are going to be back here at 4 o'clock local time, 2.5 hours away, for the top-end T20 series final, brought to you by NT Tourism. It's Adelaide Strikers and the Perth Scorchers.
Are you looking to hit your studies for 6? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you've never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory.
Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
Cricket taught us to chase boundaries. Out here, you'll find new ones. From hot springs to hotter curries, the Northern Territory surprises at every turn. Adventure, culture, food, it's all here and it's all real. Not your usual holiday, not your usual Australia. New boundaries, new territory. Australia's Northern Territory.